Oh, shoot, I'm muted. Sorry about that. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, Grace, wherever you are, whichever streamer you're flying in to collab with. I didn't actually keep up on much last night. I kind of checked out, but I did watch a part of the Jedi stream. Thanks, guys. I had everything else perfect, and I forgot to turn the stupid microphone on. But anyway, I caught up with the Jedi. They had a great stream, which ended like prematurely. I watched a little bit of VP. She was asleep. And that's it. So I don't have a lot of news updates for today. But as you can see, we're going to try out this overlay to try to see if that'll help us with the like wrestling stuff. I don't think we need this for Memphis, but if we're going to try to watch anything other than Memphis, it might be a good idea to try this. I figure between the overlay and the like Boyd logo covering up part of the thing, maybe we can get away with it. But I thought what we would do is, I wasn't really sure what to do today. I just wanted like I needed an extra chill stream. So this is from July 10th, 1999, which as far as I know is the first show of Ohio Valley Wrestling where Jim Cornette took over as owner and head booker. So from this point on, we're seeing like, Jim Cornette's OVW. Does that make sense? That's why we're not starting like back at the beginning or whatever. You had that TV? I think I had one like it. I don't think it's too bad. I'm sorry if it's intrusive. I looked at what other people were doing that were making wrestling content, and people were watching WCW like in monetized streams and monetized videos, so there's got to be a way around it. I just want them to leave it up. I don't really give a shit about monetizing because I only get like 100 views, but like I just want to be able to watch this shit and so we can talk about it. But anyway, so the point of this for me is that I want to see OVW after Cornette takes it over. Like I want to see the booking play out. So anyway, I thought we would check it out. So let's dive.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Ohio Valley Championship Wrestling is on the air. I'm your host. My name's Dean Hill. Kenny the King Bowman at the television desk.
And this does have kind of a Memphis tie-in. I mean, even beyond Cornette, because this territory was run by Danny Davis at the time, who was one half of the Nightmares, that outlandish Dayglow tag team that we saw in '86 for a while.
We've got fantastic show for you today. The light heavyweight title is going to be on the line a little bit later on. We got a lot of great information to let you know about it. But first of all, right off the bat, we made this promise over the last couple of weeks. The man is in the house. If I could please have Louisville's own Jim Cornette to come out here. OVW, very proud to have Jim Cornette making his way here into the OVW. And ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get any better for me than this. Jim, great to have you here in the OVW. Give you an opportunity to buckle up here, and I know you got...
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I would rather just be able to watch it normally, but I don't feel like it's that bad. And I do think it kind of fits with watching older wrestling, even though I don't know if I was using a TV like this in 1999, but you know what I mean. It's like, I feel like old school wrestling and like morning, it kind of goes together.
Big announcements. We're all on the edge of our seat.
With this like old style
Well, first of all,
overlay.
I want to say it's great to be back because everybody knows I've been living in Connecticut for the past several years working with the World Wrestling Federation, but I am back home in Kentucky, Anna. I'm a permanent resident of Prospect, Kentucky as of last week, and I am tickled.
Oh, man.
Now, as everybody knows, OVW has really gotten big over the past year. Danny Davis has been a one-man band. He's been trying to run the business aspect of the organization, also deal with the wrestling talent and all the athletes coming in the training center. And there came a need as OVW grew for a position, somebody to fill the position of matchmaker, to deal with the wrestling talent, make sure that the matches are made that the fans want to see. And I'm proud to announce that effective today, I am the new full-time matchmaker for Ohio Valley Wrestling. Now, with me comes a few announcements that I'd like to make. I think everybody's going to be...
And if you're not familiar with the importance of what we're watching here, Cornette and them actually like lay the blueprint for the next decade or more of WWE in OVW wrestling over the next few years here. What's up, Droopy? Adjust the rabbit ears? Yeah. I think it'd be awesome watching like 70s or 80s wrestling with this overlay, but what's up, Glocks and Grippers?
Going to be proud of because it's something that Louisville has a wrestling tradition. Louisville has always had a great wrestling tradition, and this is something that's going to point the eyes of the wrestling world on the city of Louisville, Kentucky, and the surrounding area. I'd like to announce that this past week, a contract was signed for Ohio Valley Wrestling to have a working agreement with the World Wrestling Federation. Now, this is going to mean several things to the fans out there, to all the people that come see OVW matches live. First of all, a lot of the hot rookie prospects that the World Wrestling Federation signs and puts under developmental contracts are going to be coming here to get some seasoning in OVW. So you may be seeing pretty soon in your local arena the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. You never know. Now, also, I've already had a lot of phone calls. The word's filtered out around the dressing rooms around the country. A lot of wrestling talent that is not affiliated with OVW right now wants to come here because they want to get one step closer to the big stage, going to the World Wrestling Federation. And if they come here and prove themselves in OVW, they're that much closer. So you're going to see a lot of new faces that you haven't seen so far in OVW in the next couple of months.
I appreciate Cornette going through this big introduction. Like, if you watch the TV show, I don't know how much of this was discussed on TV prior to this, but it's nice to have Cornette giving like a full update on what's going on. Happy belated 420. Thanks, Brian. I did hit up the dispensary today. I'm alternating between Barry Bonds and Sherb cream pie.
And also, I'm pleased to announce that as part of the relationship with the World Wrestling Federation, the current WWF superstars that you see on Monday Night Raw and all the WWF TV programs are going to start being a part when scheduling permits of our big Louisville Gardens extravaganzas.
In a few months.
Effective with July the 20th. July the 20th, OVW returns to the Louisville Gardens. The WWF Hardcore Championship will be defended that night. Al Snow with Head will defend the Hardcore title against Droz right here at the Louisville Gardens as part of the OVW event on July 20th. So that is something I'm really proud of, and I don't want to take up everybody's time. We got some great action, but I did want to make those announcements, and you're going to be hearing more about the situation as the weeks go on. A lot of new faces, but there's one more thing. There's one more thing that I want to do and I got to do. Kenny Bolin, come on down here. Come on down here. If you can possibly drag your...
If you guys aren't familiar with Kenny Bolin, like, what a character. Jim Cornette, one of his friends, he was a manager. They had a great, like, tons of great conversations on Cornette's podcast, like, way back in the day. And then Kenny has he's got a podcast now called The Bowling Alley.
Big fat behind off that desk and come on, get in this ring. See what the problem is. Come on, Kenny. I want to make sure that you can hear this. Some people may not have been watching OVW back in November. Kenny Bolin's been a friend of mine for about 22 years now. Well, what happened was when he got in the wrestling business...
There's that great story about Bolin that they had a double your money back guarantee on some meat at Kroger. So he would go buy a big piece of expensive meat and cut it in half and then take one half back to the store where he got it and tell him he didn't like it and get double his money back. And then he'd take the other half to another Kroger across town and get the money back.
He got up there in that desk and he started getting in front of that microphone, knocking me, saying all kinds of crummy things about me, saying that he was better than me. When I came here to visit in November, he even had some of his goons beat the bejesus out of me. So, Kenny, guess what? The worm has turned, pal. I'm your boss now.
Oh, boy.
I'm your boss now. As matchmaker, I have control over the wrestling talent and what goes on television, and color commentary falls in that description. So I am your boss, but I'm not going to be for long because it's my job to do what the fans want, to make the matches the fans want to see. But I know that while some of the fans around here hate your stinking guts, some of the fans actually like you. Here's my deal, man. I don't care if you're St. Peter's best friend. My first official act as OVW matchmaker, as far as your color commentary, you, Kenny, are fired. Fired in the archives. Vapor, history, hit the bricks, get to stepping. You're done. Get out of here.
You cannot fire me, Jimmy Cornette. I have made OVW what it is for the last year and a half. This is my program. I put it on the map. I've carried Dean Hill for the last 19
Dean
months
Hill.
right up at that broadcast booth, and you, pal, cannot fire me. As a matter of fact,
Hey.
if you want me out of here, pal, you physically will have to put
Got a
me
real
out,
cat.
pal.
Look at this cat fight going on back here.
I don't think
Oh
you
my
can
God,
do
what
it.
a war.
You can't make me.
You guys
can't
seeing
make
this?
Me. You can't make me.
Oh man, he's got him pinned down now.
Oh,
there they go.
So
There they
I've
went.
already got the matter taken
Man.
care of. Gentlemen, if you please.
Whale of a cat fight this morning. Wow.
Oh, I see wrestlers making their way to ringside.
I'm the matchmaker, and you're the unemployment line, Kenny Bolin. Next time you mess with your friends, just remember, the people that you step on the way up, you're also going to have to be stepped on by on the way down.
Man, they were like really going at it. That was wild. Poppy really had him down. He had him pinned down and was like hitting his face.
We're back right after this.
The World Wrestling Federation presents Raw is War, live, Monday, July 12th, in a sold-out Freedom Hall. Catch all your
Freedom
favorite
Hall.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Triple H, and many more. Check the box office at noon, the day of the show, for tickets. The World Wrestling Federation presents Raw is War, live, in the sold-out Freedom Hall.
Wow. They're still fighting. What's happening now? There must be like the commercial breaks or something.
LBW, Jim Cornette. First action. What in the world are we going to do with this crown?
It's awful hot in the building today. I'm glad I've got something to wipe the sweat off my head with.
The crown.
Oh, man, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, one of the things we're all concerned about, though, Jim, and I know you've been watching very intensely here over the last few months, the situation between Rob Conway and the damage of the heavyweight title on the line. We've got some film footage from just the other night. Something very, very strange happens at the end of this. We want the fans to make sure, pay close attention. Check this out. Conway working his way back up, a couple of repeated elbows. The Damager throwing Conway into the turnbuckle, showing his strength. The Damager, no.
Hey, Ananje, maybe they thought there was like, well, obviously they're lying. It's not sold out, but maybe they were just trying to give do the old, maybe there's a couple tickets still available.
Lightweight out here, buddy. Oh, runs into the foot of the...
This is the atmosphere which I saw most indie matches in the mid-2000s. We're at venues like this, armories, gyms, stuff like that.
The Iron Man. He goes back in again for the splash. Nobody home. The Iron Man with the Iron Fist. Another Iron Fist. A third Iron Fist.
You guys remember Rob Conway?
The Damager goes down. Treasure at ringside screaming encouragement to the Damager. He ducks under the iron elbow, but gets caught by the clothesline. 10 minutes gone. Big iron elbow from the Iron Man. You can see the tide has turned, buddy. The Damager's got to be concerned about the heavyweight title. Power slam.
And then if you're not familiar, Damager was, I don't remember which of the Basham brothers he is, but he's one of the Basham brothers.
Iron Man Rob Conway making his way back. The Damager reeling. Hold it. Briscoe's pulling him out of the corner. He's in the corner. You got to make the break when I say so. Is the information going to Briscoe? Hold it. Hold it. Treasure has given the Damager something. Looks like a chain. Conway ducks under it. Ducks under it and side suplexes the Damager. Hold it. Robert Briscoe sees the chain out here at ringside. He sees the chain. The Iron Man Rob Conway trying. Oh, he knocks Briscoe down, and the Damager hits him from behind. Oh, my goodness, the Damager brings the chain to ringside. The Iron Man gets it. Now Briscoe's trying to get it back from the Damager. The Damager pushes Briscoe down. Briscoe's hit the mat twice here in the last 15 seconds. The Iron Man, Rob Conway, and the Damager are trading licks out here. The heavyweight title's on, and both of them push Briscoe down. Oh, my goodness, Briscoe's hit the canvas 3 times here in the last 10 seconds. He's stopping the match. Robert Briscoe is... Double disqualification. Double disqualification. The Iron Man, Rob Conway, and the Damager, both of them disqualified. The belt stays with the Damager.
Is that Rip Rogers?
The hustler Rip Rogers is out here working on the Damager.
Sorry, at this point, Rip Rogers is a big presence in OVW, and I think he did quite a bit of the training, too.
The Hustler and the Iron Man are double teaming on the Damager. The Damager keeps the belt. It's a double countout. The Damager remains undefeated as the heavyweight champion. The Iron Man Rob Conway and the Hustler Rip Rogers are pummeling the Damager out here. Briscoe trying to get him to break. Treasure screaming for mercy. Briscoe again. Pushed out of the way. Hold it. Nick Dinsmore has hit the ring. Nick Dinsmore hits the ring. He pops the Iron Man. Well, he's got that coming, I'll tell you that. This is going to say, yeah, they're right across the ring. Big backdrop from Nick Dinsmore.
Oh, my gosh, sorry about
again,
that.
the Damager keeps the heavy.
So Nick Dinsmore, again, if this is all like, I'm just in case people don't know, like Nick Dinsmore was an unbelievably good wrestler who ended up being given the gimmick of Eugene in the WWF.
Title. Hold it, the Damager kicks Dinsmore from behind. Oh, is it gonna be brain damage from the Damager? Oh my goodness gracious. Joined here in the ring with the Iron Man, Rob Conway, and Iron Man. Everyone saw the situation the other night at St. Therese. What have you got to say for yourself?
Well, you know, Dean, the Iron Man rules Ohio Valley Wrestling with an iron fist. And I don't usually ask people to do anything. I usually tell them. Well, I asked Rip
Mary Lou Dragon would like that iron fist.
Rogers to watch my back, keep Nick Dinsmore out of my business. Well, he let me down. So now I'm not asking him. I'm telling him to find another partner because he let me down. Well, now I'm letting him down because I've got better and bigger things to do, like win the Ohio Valley heavyweight title. And Damager, rookie, that belt is mine. You never beat me, and you never could beat me, and you never will beat me. If it hadn't been for the referee disqualifying the match because he's just an average man and he doesn't know the punishment that the Iron Man can give out, then that belt would be right around my waist, around the waist of a winner, and not around yours. So I'm demanding another match. I don't want to have to wait because you never beat me, and you never will, because the Iron Man never loses. He's the Iron Man, not the common man. Look at this.
Uh-oh.
Do I look like a loser? I don't think so.
Oh, they joined here with Nick Dinsmore.
Hold on.
Look how different Nick Dinsmore looks here, man. So different than his Eugene gimmick.
You can zip it. I hear you out here running your mouth about wanting another OVW heavyweight title shot. Well, you had your shot last week and you dropped the ball, my man. You can just get to stepping because I would still be the OVW heavyweight champion if it wasn't for you.
Also, like, if you're mad about the pauses, that's just reality, bro. Like, this is a reaction discussion stream, man. There's other people, there are, like, just flat out, like, videos you can watch with, like, no commentary or anything like that.
And the Damager screwed me over time and time again. So it all boils down to this. I'm going to be the man. It's going to be me. Nick Dinsmore is going to be the one to take the championship belt off of the Damager.
It's going to be me that takes the belt off of him because you're not the man the Iron Man is, and you could never beat the Damager the way I can.
Speaking of the Damager, he's in the house.
Whoa, pump the brakes.
What's a Damager?
You two goofs are getting it twisted. Listen, Flex, you had your title shot at St. Teresa's and you missed the boat. And as far as you go, you overgrown Boy Scout, I took my title off of your waist and I said climb the ladder, so you still should be climbing on up. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care about you, I don't care about you. Neither one of you are getting title shots.
Wild situation. Oh, Jim making his way here into the ring, and you're the man that is in charge of all this, Jim. You see, we've already got a controversy.
Well, I don't mean to be sticking my nose in the middle of everything the first week out, but I fired bowling for fun, but this is my job. Now, I'm supposed to do what the fans want and what's right for OVW. Now, the way I see it, Damager, you are undefeated since you won that belt, and you do have the championship, so you're the man right now. Whether you did it by fair means or foul, you're the man. Nick Dinsmore, you got a point. You got screwed out of that championship, in my opinion. I saw what happened, and you've had a shot, but you haven't had a fair shot. But as far as you go, Conway, you had a chance at Damager. You didn't beat him, but he didn't beat you. So you've got a point, too. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Louisville Gardens, July 20th, we're going to put that championship on the line. The only fair way to settle it that I see is a triple threat match.
Oh, boy.
Dinsmore, Conway, and the Damager, all three of you, There's going to be no disqualification. There's going to be no count out. It's going to be pinfall or submission. When a man is pinned or submits, he's eliminated.
And just imagine, Anand, if you put the OVW, the Cornette OVW against like modern, like stacked against modern wrestlers. Think of how, I mean, it would look like monsters against like, you know, Marco Stunt.
The last man standing in the ring at the end of that thing is the OVW
He's tall.
champion.
Cornette's tall,
Triple
though,
threat
to be
match
fair.
for the title, and you guys sorted out. The best man wins.
Wild action Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens, July the 20th. Make your plans to be there. It's going to be wild. For more information about the Gardens card, check this out.
And remember, too, like this is at this point, they haven't really had the in-depth talent deal with WWE. So, like, they'll get some big names coming through soon. Well, big now. At the time, they were just like, you know, WWE trainees or whatever.
USA, the self-proclaimed baddest man in professional wrestling, Smooth Johnny Spade. And his opponent from Evansville, Indiana, the self-proclaimed most handsome man in professional wrestling and the Ohio Valley Light Heavyweight Champion, Jason Lee. Wild action, Jim, man. This is kicking off big time, I'm telling you.
Well, we've had some interesting things happen already today, and in this match, you're going to see for the Light Heavyweight Championship a lot of self-proclamations going on between Johnny Spade and Jason Lee, but both these kids are tremendous athletes, and I'm looking forward to seeing this thing.
Robert Briscoe calling for the bell, and we are underway. Jason Lee already calling for a 20-second timeout, a little styling and profiling. I know you've been watching a lot of the tapes. You know these guys like the back of your hand. I've always thought that that's the one flaw Jason had. He has a tendency to want to style and profile to the people out here a little too much.
He does show a lot of overconfidence, but Jason Lee reminds me of a young man I knew a few years ago that went on to a lot of fame in this business, Chris Candido. He's small, but he's cocky, and he thinks he's 300 pounds. You can't tell him that he's not the biggest dog in the yard.
You know, Jason Lee brings a lot out here to the Squirt Circle, as well as the Smooth One. He was a candidate, as you well know, for the Rookie of the Year award, and he's kind of put all that behind him. He acted real good about not winning it, and he's showing up. He's making a name for himself out here. Oh, man, the 2 count from Briscoe, your referee in the ring. Of course, I'm very, very excited about this triple threat match, Jim, that you've already booked for July.
Referee looks like John Stossel.
The 20th at the Gardens.
Well, I think that's the only way to settle this OVW title situation, because all three of those guys do have their points. And whether you like Damage or not, whether you admire his methods or not, the fact is he is the only undefeated man currently in OVW, and he is the champion. And Dinsmore and Conway, for their part, they've been going around and around for quite some time, but the point is that both of them have legitimate claim at that championship, or at least at a shot at it.
That's true. Big elbow from the Smooth One and a standing drop kick. He hooks him up. Is this going to be it? Oh, no, you can't get Jason Lee's title away from him that quickly. Smooth One setting it up for the right across the ring, reversed by Jason Lee. The Smooth One goes over. Jason Lee goes over. Oh, man, big side body. Lee hooks him up. What? 2 from Briscoe. Smooth One almost took the title away at that time.
I'll tell you something about Johnny Spade. You can measure his time in this industry with a stopwatch rather than a calendar. He is fresh out of the Danny Davis Wrestling School, but the point is the kid has what it takes, I think. He needs experience, he needs some confidence, and he needs some focus, but he will make it.
Man, and talk about fresh, this hardcore match. Now, of course, you know, your connections and your credentials speak for themselves.
I wonder how Cornette likes the hardcore
to bring
match.
in a hardcore, and the title man himself, Al Snow against Droz, it's unbelievable.
Well, I'm sure a lot of the fans have seen Monday Night Raw and what these hardcore matches entail. They're liable to just end up in the concession stand as well as in the ring, and the point is it's an anything-goes situation. The hardcore show. Wait a minute, there's a cover.
1, 2 from Briscoe. Oh, man, hardcore situation.
The
I like that
WWF
pinfall.
Hardcore Championship will be on the line as part of the
it.
Louisville Gardens Extravaganza, July the 20th. The Tuesday night tradition in Louisville continues, and OVW is right in the middle of it. And I'm looking forward to being able to announce a number of other exciting matches for July the 20th in the next week or so.
And, man, Tuesday night back at the Gardens, time to dust off the
tux.
tux.
Smooth. Okay.
2 from Briscoe. Jason Lee almost held on to that belt. He's been very, very proud to have it around. I mean, he talks about it all the time, how much he loves to have that belt. Jason Lee does not.
He doesn't look very smooth with his crappy ring attire.
Want to give this up for anything.
Jason Lee has had that light heavyweight championship for quite some time now, and I'll tell you, he's aggressive, but he's got the cockiness and the arrogance that the fans just can't seem to take a liking to him.
Man, big clothesline from Jason Lee, and kind of using the ropes, a little momentum, drops that elbow right across the chin. 1, 2 from Briscoe. Smooth one still kicking out. This is a very interesting matchup. What a way to kick off the TV show. First you fire Bolin, and now the light heavyweight title on the line.
I bet Bolin's already crossed the Kennedy Bridge, and he's probably halfway to Shively or somewhere by now to go cry at some steak and shake somewhere.
No, his biggest threat's the hometown buffet. They've barred him out of 2 of them, I understand.
Oh, yeah. Well, he'll close an all-you-can-eat place in a heartbeat. Bankrupt him.
The right across, the smooth one over. That's down. 1. Oh, just a 1 count. Ducks under the clothesline.
Oh!
Cross body from Jason Lee. The 2 counts all they got. Smooth Johnny and Jason Lee, they have not caught a breath. They have gone at this just tooth and nail from the very beginning of this thing. It takes someone with the experience of Robert Briscoe to keep an eye on a match like this.
Well, Jason Lee, I'll tell you this, he does have a tremendous amount of ring awareness for a kid who's only been in this business a couple of years himself, but Smooth Johnny surprises him. Spin around DDT, and Jason Lee seeing all kind of sparkly things right now. This one could be anybody's match.
You got that right. I'm sure he's seen the little stars like in the Looney Tunes thing circling his head right now.
Transition.
This is something, Dean, I got to tell you, this is something about these light heavyweight matches and talking about OVW talent in general. So many of these kids, there's a backslide, Smooth Johnny.
That's right.
Oh.
So many of these kids are fresh in this business. So many of these kids.
Oh my God! Did you guys see Gia Armani did a live hour-and-a-half live chopping wood last night?
They're hungry. They want to get to the top. They want to make that World Wrestling Federation connection. They're just like some guys who are race car drivers on a local level. They're going to turn left for 500 miles until they either hit the wall or win the race, and that's what they're doing right now.
1, the 2 counts all he got. I tell you,
I'll be right
Smooth
back. I gotta
Johnny
get a drink.
has held the light heavyweight title before. As a matter of fact, it jumped through a couple of different people there for about a month or 2 until Jason Lee's held on. Well, hold it, we got to cover. 1, 2. He knows what it's like. He's had the experience, ever so short that it was, and I know Smooth Johnny has given everything that he can give right there in this match.
Well, wait a minute, Smooth Johnny face locked him, went from behind, and it drove him down. Jason Lee tried to get out from under it, tried to lower his body weight and get out from under Smooth Johnny's grasp, but Smooth Johnny going to the top, and he feels at home here.
Johnny's a high flyer, comes off with a frog splash. Jason raises the knees. Smooth Johnny catches it, and talk about something that'll take the air out of you ASAP, buddy. That's it right there. You come off, that's a good 10, 15 foot.
That's something that a high-risk maneuver is an all-or-nothing proposition in a situation like that, Dean, and right then, Smooth Johnny got nothing.
Couple of elbows from Jason Lee. Looking over the top of Smooth Johnny. He's obviously stunned right now. If he's running on anything right now, he's just got to be running on pure adrenaline, because I don't see how he's standing up. The onslaught of Jason Lee. Hey, these guys have been hooked up, as I mentioned, tooth and nail since the beginning of this thing. They haven't even hardly caught their breath. Big suplex from Jason Lee. Smooth Johnny obviously stunned in the ring.
Well, and as a matter of fact, we failed to mention the reason for this match being a light heavyweight championship match on television today. This past Tuesday night at St. Teresa's Gym, I was glad to be there. I was in the locker room watching the matches. Wait a minute, went for an arrogant type of cover. These two men went to a 15-minute draw in a light heavyweight championship match. This the rematch of that. Both of them gave it everything they had. Neither one was able to score the pinfall. We're going to see if somebody can come out on top here today.
Jason Lee right now standing over the top of Smooth Johnny, talking more to the crowd. That's one of the problems I've always thought Jason had. If you got the man down, you ought to be trying to pin him instead of out here gabbing with the fans. He'd rather trade barbs with the guy on the oh, man, what a power bomb from Jason Lee. Briscoe down for the cover.
Look at that beautiful sit-out power bomb, but Jason Lee did not go for the cover. Truthfully, right Johnny Spade is out of it. Johnny Spade, Jason Lee pretty well has this thing in if he wants it. Moonsault.
Sorry about that. Hey, Mubarak. Doing the exact same thing? Awesome, man. We usually do it every Friday, but I felt like I wanted to watch some OVW, so I decided to do an extra wrestling stream this week.
Man, oh man, is this it? Oh, Jason Lee pulled him up. That could have been the title still around his waist.
Well, you know, I hate to see something like this happen to a kid like Johnny Spade, because he's given it a heck of a fight in this match so far, but Jason Lee's experience advantage and just the fact that he had a couple of lucky breaks, Johnny Spade is not is not doing too well right now, and Jason Lee doesn't look like he's in any big hurry to finish this thing.
Jason Lee pulling him up by his shirt. He's being very arrogant about it. Comes off, uses the rope for a little momentum. Big clothesline.
Okay.
Jason Lee smiled, that little quirky smile on his face.
See, something like that is unnecessary to do to an athlete like Johnny Spade, who's given it everything he could, but Jason Lee has always got the hot dog, and he's always got to prove the point to everybody that he is the man.
You know, at the time, I might have, like, dismissed this as not being as just kind of being a whatever match, but, like, honestly, it's not that bad. Like, it's a pretty solid match. There's been a couple little places in it, but overall, it's pretty decent.
Man in the light heavyweight category, and right now he's doing it at the expense of Johnny Spade, who Briscoe has got to be at his discretion whether he's going to stop this thing in a minute.
A big fist from Jason Lee right now. Again, Jason Lee doing more talking than anything. He sets Johnny up for the right across the ring. Goes down, he telegraphs it.
Wait a minute.
1, 2, oh my God!
Got him!
We got a new light heavyweight champion.
No way.
I tell you, Jim, situation like this, if you don't
Smooth.
mind, I'm going to try to run to ringside, see if I can get a comment from the new light heavyweight champion.
You do it. Dean Hill going to the ring. Can you believe it? Johnny Spade. Smooth Johnny Spade has done it. He is the new light heavyweight champion in Ohio Valley.
It would be interesting, Appleseed, to see that. I don't know about a match, but I don't know. Maybe one of those things like kayfabe commentaries used to do where they'd, like, sit two people down and they'd have, like, each one would tell their side of the story. But I feel like, I don't know. I would watch it, though, for sure.
Wrestling out of nowhere, and Dean Hill is in the ring to interview the new champ.
Smooth Johnny Spade just
But according to Cornette, we're not going to get a crossover until he pisses on his grave, so.
won the light heavyweight title, man. I know you're out of breath, but tell me what it feels like.
I tell you what, the first time I lost this belt, it was a fluke. The second time I won it, my momentum was going my way. Now, Johnny Spade, the dice is rolling my way. I'm the lightweight champ. Thanks to the fans, thanks to you, Dean Hill. The man is here, and the belt is mine, and I'm going to stay, baby, for a little while.
We got a new light heavyweight champion. It's Smooth Johnny Spade. This is wild action.
Smooth.
We'll be back right after this.
The podcast, interesting.
At the Davis Arena, live OVW action in Jeffersonville, Indiana.
Gosh, I wonder which one of those would be a bigger loss for wrestling fans. Thousands of hours of in-depth classic wrestling deep dives, or a guy saying bro 5 million times. The female announcer for OVW, I don't know if he's around at this time, but a little bit before this, they had Trailer Park Trash was in here, and the way the lady pronounces Trailer Park, or like she announces him, is really...
Generation presents Raw is War, live, Monday, July 12th, in the sold-out Freedom Hall.
Live in Louisville.
And his opponent from Seymour, Indiana, the master of the Steel Claw, Rod Steele. And of course...
Yeah, that was Rip Rogers. He's a wrestler here, and then I also think he was the trainer when Cornette first got here. I don't know how long that lasts, or if maybe Cornette, I don't know, installed him. But he's a wrestler / trainer, yeah. The commentary does 100% helps, yeah. Russo lives close to you. Seen him at local record stores. Should just critique every record he chooses. Tell him he has bad taste in music.
Jim Cornette, we noticed...
No, not bad taste. Tell him he has real basic taste in music.
Our good friend Joe Wheeler is back in the ring as our referee. Good to see Joe back. Todd Rafe...
Guarantee you he'd talk about it on one of his podcasts. Bro, some guy came up to me at the record store, bro, and he told me I had basic taste. I told him I'm a former WCW champion, bro.
Kicking it off quick, well, with the shoulder tackle in there on Rod Steele.
Well, OVW, as you mentioned, not only Joe Wheeler, but Robert Briscoe
They're coming,
here as
Rush
well.
Limbaugh.
Tremendous officiating in OVW. That's one thing I was very pleased to see is the quality of the referees here in Ohio Valley.
Joe, a veteran of the wrestling ring for many years at Louisville Gardens. Of course, Briscoe, one of his, I should say Joe was one of Briscoe's mentors, as well as Frank Morrell. Remember the Frank man. Listen, one of the things I want to touch base on while this match is just kicking off, you know, your WWF connection, what other type of talent can we hope to see here in the OVW?
Well, as soon as this match concludes, I want to make mention of a young man we're going to be seeing shortly, but many of the WWF superstars and many of the superstars to be are going to be journeying to Ohio Valley Wrestling over the next several months. And especially it's going to be an opportunity for the fans out there to see the superstars of tomorrow. Wait a minute, there's Todd Ray with a cover, trying to put this one away early. Some of the hot young rookie prospects.
I think this guy with the blonde hair kind of reminds me of Randy Quaid in that movie Kingpin.
In this industry from around the country are going to be headed to OVW, like I said, trying to prove themselves. Some of them already under contract to the WWF and some of them not. But the point is, OVW's slogan might very well be tomorrow's superstars today, because you're going to be seeing them live and right here on television in OVW.
Man, I can't wait right
What
now.
was that?
Todd Ray wishes he could wait on that steel.
Oh.
Rod Steele's got it down 2, 3. The cover from Rod Steele, your winner, Rod Steele. Joe Wheeler holding his hand up there in the ring. Now, you've been
Looked
telling
like a
us
choke.
about a young man that's on his way here. You've told me that he could punch a hole in a steel truck. I got to hear more about this guy.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the young men that's going to be coming to Ohio Valley Wrestling, a young man from California named Rico Constantino, will be here in the next couple of weeks. He has already been...
Yes, the Amish bowler guy. I'm sorry. Remember Rico Constantino, right? He managed Billy and Chuck during when they had that whole Billy and Chuck get married angle, and Rico Constantino was like their hairdresser manager.
Attracted a tremendous amount of attention from the World Wrestling Federation, one of the hottest young rookie prospects in this business. He's a former American gladiator, and his style in the ring is unlike anything we've seen here in quite some time. I'm going to try, and I'll have an answer for you next week here on...
Cornette's like, hey, I got this former American gladiator, top-tier rookie talent prospect. Vince is like, yeah, make him a hairdresser. And he's like, okay, I got Nick Dinsmore. Elite level talent, could really be somebody. Oh, let's make him Eugene.
On television as to whether or not that Rico will be able to make his debut on that big July 20th extravaganza at the Gardens. But another situation we have in Ohio Valley with the Southern Tag Team Championship, and more specifically Jebediah Blackhawk and Cousin Otter's involvement in it. Last Tuesday night at St. Teresa's, Blackhawk and Otter met Flash Flanagan and Trailer Park Trash for the title. Didn't turn out exactly like the Hillbillies had planned, and we want to join the closing moments of that match, show you exactly what took place.
I didn't watch it. I saw the video of it. I don't like anything where they bring in people who aren't even associated with wrestling in a moment like that. If you want to bring them out for an interview or whatever, but I thought it's difficult though, because it's wrestling, and people could counter criticism of it by saying like, yeah, you're supposed to be mad at like the way that it went down, but to me it wasn't like heel heat, it was like bullshit heat from what I saw, but I didn't watch the whole angle play out or anything.
Oh, and pops Jebediah in the chin. Sets him up for the ride across the ring. Big drop kick. Here comes Otter. Oh, and clotheslines. Flash Flanagan almost takes his head off. Cousin Otter got a big problem with
Cousin Otter. I hate this. I don't like this hillbilly tag team.
He seems to be the one giving the instructions. He's arguing about everything. Set him up for the meeting of the minds. Sure enough, are the tag team titles in jeopardy? Is Otter going to have his way? Is he going to be one of the new tag team champions? Could be a chokeslam. It looks like it is. Chokeslam on TPT. Flash Flanagan. Oh!
Yeah, he was one of two managers, right? He managed him briefly at the same time as Mr. Fuji, too. It was kind of weird.
Oh, clothesline. Oh, no. Otter puts the hook on her splash on Jebediah. And a drop kick from Flash Flanagan. Are the belts going to stay at home? 2, 3, they do. Your winners and still Ohio Valley Southern Tag Team Champions.
So Cornette is booking, he's basically resetting the titles, right? We've had 2 title changes on this first episode.
All the fans just saw the situation from the other night at St. Therese. I'm a little shocked at the situation, but I'm interested in hearing what you got to say.
What's your problem? I told you, I'm tired of covering your butt. I told you that 2 weeks ago you lost to St. Teresa's. This past Tuesday, we had the tag belts on the line, and you got beat again, 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. We could have used those belts.
Wait a minute. As I recall, Otter, you're the one who splashed me Tuesday night.
True.
Okay. I understand. It's all coming in clear now. It was a little cloudy before. You're jealous. That's what it is. You're jealous of me.
Wow.
I've been carrying your butt since day one.
You know, you're jealous. I'm winning all the matches. Look.
No. I'm jealous of you. I know many a times I rode in and I've saved you. I rode in on my white horse and I've run up and I've saved you.
No, what it is you're jealous. Look, since day one, you've been wanting to be these hillbillies. My name's not Otter, and I'm not your darn cousin. And I'm tired of going around acting like this.
Oh, wow.
Look, I don't know who knows it, but since day one, his role model, Dean Hill, has been Hillbilly Jim.
Well, that's a decent role model, Jebediah. Nobody will find fault in that.
Since day one, let's be hillbillies. Everybody loves hillbillies. I'm tired of being a hillbilly.
True.
I'm tired of carrying your butt. You hear me? No more. I'm not carrying your butt anymore.
My hero may be Hillbilly Jim. What are you getting at, Otter? What are you eating at?
I'll tell you what. Tuesday, July 20th, OVW is at Louisville Gardens.
That's an interesting quote.
It's going to be one of the biggest cards that they've had there in a
Sounds like something Jeff Jarrett would have said in TNA.
long time. I know we're both scheduled to be there, but I've got a different idea. I don't want to wrestle.
She does have a nice rack. I wasn't able to see that one. I found a copy of the Tony Atlas, but I couldn't find the Vader one.
So together, I want to fight with you. I'll show you who's best. I'll show you who's been carrying who Tuesday, July 20th.
You want to fight somebody? Tuesday, July 20th. I got no problem dragging you from the river and stomping a mud hole in your 400-pound carcass. We'll do it.
Man, action scheduled. These two
collide.
guys are going to square off. That's Tuesday, July the 20th, Louisville Gardens, bell time 7:30. Man, oh man, we're back right after this.
Man, I hate all these pauses.
The American Eagle.
Dead air.
The Eagle squaring up against Rasputin. I know that you watched the award presentation when the Eagle got the award, and then Chris Alexander went nuts on us, and it's all been downhill since then.
Well, they have been around the bend a couple of times. Wait a minute, Eagle trying to end it quick. Have American Eagle and Chris Alexander, and they've been bouncing back and forth every possession that the Eagle is trying to put Rasputin away. There's $972.47 floating around, right, that now Eagle possesses.
Really? I have to check that
Eagle
out.
also possesses Chris Alexander's car and the Rookie of the Year trophy. And wait, what in the world?
Hold it. What is that? I don't know if you can see it from your monitor or not, ladies and gentlemen, but
Chris Alexander, is that Chris Alexander?
For a second, I thought it was some poor unfortunate that came in off of the street that it looked for.
Chris Alexander is out in our crowd here at the Davis Arena. He looks like he's been sleeping under the overpass. His clothes are ripped, and he's trying to sell pencils from a cup. I cannot believe Chris Alexander, he lost this past Tuesday at
Cornette's got the guy selling pencils out of a cup in 1999.
St. Teresa's. The guy on the front row is trying to give him $1. He's holding out for $5.
I'll tell you this. If the triple threat match you got scheduled at the Gardens isn't wild enough, now all this goofiness with Chris Alexander.
Well, Alexander lost the car, the money, the trophy, lost everything this past Tuesday at St. Teresa's to the American Eagle, who is now in possession of everything.
The American Eagle.
It looks like Chris Alexander. He looks like one of those guys that lost all their money in the Great Depression when the stock market crashed.
I think you're right. Right now, Rasputin's having his way with the American Eagle, but the Eagle isn't too stunned just yet. Setting him up for the ride across the ring. Comes off. Oh, man.
Whoa!
Reverses that. Plants Rasputin's face in the canvas.
Oh, nice,
1,
Bradshaw.
2. The 2 count from Rasputin, barely kicking out.
I'm just smoking some flour, Sherb cream pie.
Can you believe that Eagle was able to switch his weight in midair like that? This young kid.
I'm sold on this guy, man. I'm in for American Eagle.
Rasputin snaps the neck. This kid has moves that I've never seen
before. This guy is
awesome.
This gimmick is great.
But he can suspend himself on that top rope better than most anyone I've seen. The 3 count, your winner is the American Eagle.
Squash.
I don't know if you can tell it from your vantage point, but Chris Alexander has gone to ringside and has grabbed the microphone.
USA! That's what you guys wanted yesterday. I'd have been thrown out of there so fast.
Look at
Eagle, man. You just won another match. What can I say, man? You've got it all. Look at me. I'm a shell of a man because of you, Eagle. Do you do you have any idea what it's like to sleep under an overpass and eat out of a Bojangles dumpster? Do you have any idea,
Goddamn,
Eagle?
man. God bless Jim
I mean,
Cornette for trying
last
in
Tuesday
99.
night, you took it all from me. You took the money, you took the car, you took the award. And I didn't even get to see your ugly mug. I mean, I got a newspaper to keep me warm when I sleep. Eagle, I don't have anything. I'm begging you, Eagle, please. Give me another chance, Eagle.
Don't do it, Eagle.
Chance, please. Just
Don't
one.
do it, brother.
I mean,
Dean, this would bring a tear to a glass
I don't have
eye.
anything to offer. You've got everything. I don't have anything.
Hold it, American Eagle's making a reference to the crowd's getting behind it. Apparently, the Eagle thinks that, what's he say, the hair?
The whole crowd's chanting hair, hair.
Cut his
and
hair.
Evidently, the crowd figures
You want my hair?
Chris Alexander has one thing left.
You want my golden locks?
My golden locks. Hey, Jeremy, you ever had a strain called Permanent Marker? It was on sale yesterday at the dispensary, and it smells exactly like a permanent marker. It's the craziest shit.
You want my chick magnet?
Chick
Eagle,
magnet.
come on, that's my hair, man. You can't take my hair from me. You can't.
Chris thinks that's the only thing he's got left is his golden locks.
This is my favorite OVW
My
wrestler.
hair, Eagle. Wait a
American
minute.
Eagle.
If I put my hair on the line, will you put your mask on the line?
No, don't do it.
Will you put your mask? Will you also, wait, Eagle, look at me, Eagle. You got to put your mask, the car, the award, the money, everything, and I'll put my hair on the line. I don't have anything less to offer. Come on, Eagle, please.
Everything
Tell me you do it.
Alexander wants it all.
Shake your head yes.
Eagle
You do
says
it.
yes.
Listen, Tuesday night, Eagle, when we're at Louisville Gardens, that's July 20th, Tuesday night. You be there. I'll put my hair on the line. The award, the car, the money, your mask, and my hair. I'll do it, Eagle. I'll do it Tuesday, July 20th. I'll
Here
do
we
it,
go.
Eagle. I don't have a choice.
Can you believe it?
Man, American
Another
Eagle.
match for the
What a
Louisville Gardens.
badass.
Looks like that one made itself. Chris Alexander and the American Eagle. If the Eagle loses, he loses all of it.
How did Vince McMahon not see this guy, American Eagle, and immediately sign him? I would have put the world title on this guy.
Alexander's possessions. If Alexander loses, he'll have his head shaved in the middle of the ring. Let's hear more about the Gardens card for July 20th. The Tuesday night.
Yeah, Eddie, I just wanted something like, I didn't feel like putting a playlist together, to be honest. I was just like, I just want to have like a chill day. And then I wanted to try out this new overlay too, the like old school TV, to see if that helps with the copyright stuff. It's the first episode of Ohio Valley, Eddie, where Jim Cornette was the head booker.
The World Wrestling Federation presents Raw is War, live, Monday, July 12th, in a sold-out
Oh,
Panama City, Panama, Danger Zone, Juan Utado.
Oh, not Juan Utado.
And his tag team partner in this match from Seymour, Indiana, the Hustler, Rip Rogers. And their opponents, they are the Ohio Valley Southern Tag Team Champions from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah, the only issue with it, Locks or Lokes, is that they, like, ECW stuff gets enforced pretty heavily. There's probably like some indie stuff we could watch sometime.
Flash Flanagan. And from everywhere, because his house is mobile, Trailer Park Trash.
Hey, TJ. Yeah, this is where a lot of the Attitude Era was during here, and then also you'll start hearing a lot of names that come in for like that are like the linchpins of the Ruthless Aggression. I don't know, is that what they still call it? The era after this one, after the Attitude Era.
Tell you, Jim, Trailer Park
New
and Flash
Generation,
have been
Ruthless
great guys
Aggression,
to have the
something
Southern Tag Team belts. They know the history, as I know you know the history
Dude, you see Rip's guns? That guy is jacked.
of those belts, and they've been doing
Crazy.
a great job of taking care of them. It goes into the headlock with Juan Utado. Of course, you know,
Juan
situation,
Utado.
as we know, Jim, Juan Utado, the only man available in the back to become the Hustler's partner.
You know what Rip
since
I
the
like
Iron
best,
Man
ATF
pretty much
Media?
told the
Rip
Hustler he
Torn.
was on his own from now on.
Basically, Rob Conway bailed out on this tag team match and on the team. They had a parting the ways after the incidents at St.
Wait,
Teresa's
Rip
last
Torn's
Tuesday
the guy
night.
from Men in Black,
In this
right?
situation, you have Rip Rogers, a man who's the veteran of Ohio Valley Wrestling and still...
No, we're heading right into it, Locks. This is the first show with Cornette as the booker. So like this kicks off the partnership with WWE and all that kind of stuff. Like a full partnership with him, I mean. Who's the other guy? Is it Rip Taylor that has the glitter things, the confetti?
Tremendous condition. Rip Rogers always stays in superior shape, and he has the tricks that people haven't seen in a long time. He's always ready to put something over on somebody. Rip's a different type of individual.
Why's Rip got a shirt on, man? He's got. You think he just doesn't work out his abs? He's got huge arms. I would think seems like he'd be in pretty decent shape.
Dean,
collar and elbow between the Hustler and Flash Flanagan. Flash, of course,
smoking some resin.
Shot, man, sounds like someone shot a pistol off in here. The right across the ring, the Irish whip, reverse, arm drag, a hip toss takedown, I should say. The quick cover, 2 count from Joe Wheeler. Right now, the Hustler stunned.
Boy, we talked about tomorrow's superstars today. That's Flash Flanagan, in my opinion. This kid has everything that it takes. He has all the tools to make it to the top, and it's been a tremendous advantage for him to be partners with Trailer Park Trash, with Trash's experience in this business. I think he's some 7 or 8
The first guy Cornette's bringing up, though, is Rico Constantino.
years of a professional, and Trash does know what he's doing. He knows his way around. Whoa.
Oh.
Juan Hurtado turned his back on the action, and Rip Rogers sacrificed his own partner.
Man, Juan took a... shot off the side of the ring. He's hit the concrete out here. He's stunned.
Rip Rogers sacrificed his own partner by running Trailer Park Trash's head into the back of Juan Hurtado's head. And I told you, Rip Rogers will do some things that you don't see every day.
Juan has made his way back up here to ringside, but he's obviously confused about the situation. Of course, he had his back turned to it. He may honestly think it was just an accident. Irish whip into the turnbuckle. The Hustler.
Liv Morgan. Who else seems like they're kind of a pothead? I don't know. My brain's not functioning very well right now. Liv for sure.
Circles and comes, bringing the knee. Nobody home. TPT gets over, gets the tag on Flash. A big fish of Flash Flanagan. And a second one. A boot to the gut. Joe Wheeler trying to get him out of the corner, and he whips him into the other turnbuckle off. Big clothesline. Flanagan is fired up.
I'm telling you, Rip Rogers is on the defensive. And has Juan Hurtado even been in this match legally? There he comes in to make that save, but I don't think Juan Hurtado's even been in.
No, I haven't, Brett Boyd. I would like to, though. I did not watch Mania, no. I watched some, I read some recaps, and I watched, like, clip videos, but I didn't actually see it. I thought for some reason it was on Netflix. I thought everything WWE was on Netflix, which it is literally everywhere but in the country that I live in. So I thought that this whole time I was like, oh yeah, I can watch Russell. I'll just turn it on. And then I found out it wasn't on Netflix.
Yet Rip Rogers has carried this whole thing for his team against Flash Flanagan and Trailer Park Trash, and now Wheeler's lost control.
Juan has went over and locked up with Trailer Park. The Hustler reverses Irish whip, walks into a little bit of soul for Flash Flanagan. Flash Flanagan, who's patented moves. The Hustler dips under it. Wheeler down to the 2, the 3. Flash Flanagan stuns himself. And your winners are going to be the Hustler, Rip Rogers, and Juan Hurtado.
Can you believe that? What a day of upsets. First, a light heavyweight championship changes hands, and unexpectedly, now Rip Rogers and Juan Hurtado have beaten the Southern Tag Team Champions in a non-title situation. And as a matter of fact, Rip Rogers, Juan Hurtado.
I'm in the U.S. WWE isn't on the Netflix there at all. I was thinking like a lot of places around the world, like they got all the archives too. But here you have to subscribe to Netflix to watch Raw, and then you have to subscribe to Peacock, I think, to watch everything else. Do I live in Guatemala? Yes, I live in one of the luxurious villas there.
Wasn't even in the match.
Man, this
What's
is
up,
unbelievable.
Daninsky? Hey, BB.
Of course, you can imagine what may have happened if the Iron Man would have been out here as well. Of course, the Iron Man is split from the Hustler.
I love this
and
backdrop.
Obviously, Flash and Trash are stunned right now. You're right.
You're
the belt
right.
could have left.
But the big story here, Rip Rogers has defeated the Southern Tag Team Champions, as I said, in a non-title situation, folks. And
pretty much by himself. Rip Hustler making his way up here.
It's about time I get appreciated around here, because I just beat the OVW Southern Tag Team Champions all by myself.
The Hustler, Rip Rogers, I tell you, you always had respect out here, but you're just trying to get more, right?
Hey, just shut up. I'm the greatest wrestler in the
Shut
world
up, Dean
today.
Hill.
I'm such a great wrestler. I can take any of you hillbillies.
I look like I look like Randy Savage. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. What's up? It's me.
To the audience, any of you hillbillies in TV land,
Hillbillies.
and I can take you, my partner, and I can make you a champion.
This is the kind of action we have whenever OVW is in your town. Check out OVW on tour.
Tomorrow's superstars today. It's kind of inspiring sounding.
Paid off because Mr. Big Shot, Mr. Cornette.
Oh, we already got a lovely lady on the roster.
Came out here and signed a triple threat match. Now, ever since I've won this title, I've been undefeated. I put everybody down with the brain damage. So
he's got on the same thing that Jedi Joy wears a lot.
Triple threat match, that sounds a little suspect, a little shady to me. But I'll go ahead. I'm down with that. I can handle that. Two on one is basically what it is, because you both hate my guts, and I hate you too. But the gist of it is, Tuesday night, July 20th, Louisville Gardens. I'm walking in the champ, and I'm walking out the champ, and that.
When I first heard about this gimmick, when I was reading about it in magazines, I just like, what the fuck is a damager? And I was thinking it was like, I was picturing like remember that movie Wishmaster? I was picturing like a character like the guy from Wishmaster, and it's not. It's just damager, but with an A, damager. Like, and that's so easy, but for some reason, like my brain just never clicked with me.
That's the damages word.
Have I ever taken a girl to Browntown? I don't know. I'd have to explore that a little. I'd have to figure out what exactly that meant.
Don't.
Have I wrestled before? No. I've taken like very minimal, minor bumps in rings, but I've never actually like wrestled.
Get it?
And I hated it. I hated every single time I ever bumped in a ring. Even if it was just taking a flat back bump, I hated it.
Twisted.
We got action scheduled right now, making his way into the ring area from the local asylum, Cousin Crazy. And his opponent, escorted to the ring by Treasure from Seymour, Indiana. He is the Ohio Valley Heavyweight Champion, the Damager.
Well, I assure you, Dean, and I want to assure the Damager, we are not trying to gang up on him. It's not supposed to be a 2-on-1 situation.
Hold it, look who's climbing in the ring. It's the Iron Man.
Hey, Mike, if you don't like this channel, we got Vegan Patriots Live. You could check that out. Could watch a classic video from Tony Yeoman, fried chicken and french fries. Some good DSP detractor content was posted today. A lot of good stuff out there, man. Don't deny yourself.
Rob Conway's telling Cousin Crazy to get to stepping himself. He wants the match with Damager.
It's not that I did get suplex, yes. It's not so much that it hurt. It just it sucked. Like, I guess you maybe get used to it over time, but like every time I took a flat back bump, it basically like knocked a good portion of the wind out of me, and then you got to get right back up again. And so it's like, it just sucked. It wasn't for me. I wanted to be a manager anyway. I never really wanted to be a wrestler.
Yeah, the Iron Man is in the face of Crazy.
Last week it was Dinsmore, now it's Conway. You can't, these guys, wait a minute.
Wow, he just laid Crazy out real
Good
quick.
night.
The Iron Man wants Damager. He thinks he was shorted in that heavyweight title match.
Well, it looks like it'll be Conway and Damager. Wait a minute.
Nick Dinsmore in the ring, and he's in the face of the Iron Man.
Dinsmore wants Damager. Everybody wants the Damager.
The Damager.
Hold it. Rob Conway said, I'm the rightful champion. Nick Dinsmore obviously reminded him that I was the champion before you. Look. Oh, man. Oh, wow. We've got a major.
Whoa.
Popped each other. Nick comes back.
But, hey, wait. Well, we've got a match, but it's not the one that we signed. It's Conway and Dinsmore. They're going at it.
Briscoe has called for the bell, and these two young guns have flagged up. Hold it. I see Treasure and the Damager have gotten themselves a couple of chairs, and they're making their way out here. They're sitting at ringside.
Well, Damager, I guess he figures it's better to watch a fight than to be in one, especially in this situation. I think this blows Mr. Damager.
Well, the ring I took bumps in was primarily a ring that actually I wouldn't say that it had cushion, but it had a really thin layer of foam, and then it had this is going to sound so jank, but it's what they used, like a really thick shag carpeting, a big square of like this real thick, dense shag carpeting, and then there was like something on top of that that like kind of flattened everything out. But if you watch the old IWA Mid-South matches and look at the ring, it's not uniformly smooth. It's just like bumpy everywhere. But it wasn't too bad. So I can imagine if you had to bump in like a hard ring.
Just theory that OVW is trying to get two men to gang up on him because Conway and Dinsmore, they couldn't warm up to each other if they were cremated together. They're not going to be able to work as a team against him. It's going to be a triple threat match, every man for himself on the 20th at the Gardens.
Man, that is a wild card.
Dan Severn losing control of this match.
Hardcore thing that we got coming in here. But this triple threat match, you talk about walking in the door and setting this organization on its ear, Jim Cornette. You have done that by booking this triple threat match.
Well, hey, don't give me the credit for that. All I did was put them in the ring. They were going to get in the ring whether we signed it or not, evidently.
He took a lot of damage in the ring.
We got a cover from a big drop kick, the Iron Man kick.
Which ring? His O-ring.
Look at damage. He's got his feet up on the rope. He's everything short of popping popcorn in his mouth.
Well, he is obviously interested in seeing what Dinsmore and Conway's strengths or weaknesses are, who's going to come out on top of this thing, and I hope we have a good amount of television time left because this is a main event match anywhere at OVW, and you're getting it for free right here on television.
You got that right. Obviously, the Damage out here taking this opportunity to scout the situation, but he's faced both of these men before. He ought to know what in the world to expect. The arrogant pin from the Iron Man, and you're not going to get Nick Dinsmore that easily.
No, and I'll tell you this, at the Gardens, they'd better be loaded for bear, and Damage made one point that he is the man. He is going to have to beat both Rob Conway and Nick Dinsmore in that triple threat match to remain the man. As I said, there's going to be no disqualification. There's going to be no countout. The only way to defeat a man is either by pinfall or submission. When a man is pinned or submits, he's eliminated. The last man in the ring at the Louisville Gardens on July 20th will be the OVW champion. And like I said, may the toughest man win.
Irish whip by the Iron Man, Rob Conway. Nick Dinsmore kissing the canvas right now. And the Damage doing a little rooting from both sides out here. All right, now the Iron Man draws back and pops that iron fist right into the side of the head of Nick Dinsmore. Sets him up for the ride across the ring.
Whoa!
Big power slam. Nick has got to be stunned.
Boy, I could hardly wait to see what the situation will be like.
These wrestlers have no charisma. Yeah, you got to remember, too... But I mean, you can I'm not saying that you can't shit on them, but I'm saying like they are like, this is like just a training facility. But yeah, I mean, Rob Conway never really, in my opinion, got much charisma, although he did grow a mustache, and I think that did really help him.
With Damage involved as well, because there can be some 2-on-1.
We got Rico Constantino coming in next week. He'll up the entire charisma scale a little bit.
Situations, because sometimes there's no honor among thieves, and you've got to do what you got to do. There's a cover.
Nick Dinsmore barely getting the foot on the rope to stop that one.
But at the same time, it's going to be every man for himself, every man looking out for his own best interest, and I can't think of a better place than...
I still can't believe Vince gave him the Eugene gimmick. I'm just like, I can't believe that gimmick exists. But I especially can't believe he gave it to Nick Dinsmore.
The Louisville Gardens to have a match like that. I know, Dean, you've been there for many years. I saw my first live wrestling match in the Louisville Gardens about 25 years ago, and it's still, in my mind, the best place in this country to watch live wrestling.
You got that right. As a matter of fact, first time I set eyes on Jim Cornette was at Louisville Gardens at ringside. It's been my pleasure.
Brother
ever
Love.
Since.
Oh, yeah, I love Brother Love.
Man. Nick Dinsmore, big slam, big slam. We are under 1 minute in the TV
Bizarro
taping.
Paul
This
Bearer.
is wild action. Oh,
whoa!
Oh,
and
man, what the hell was that?
Caught the man, ducked the clothesline, and tackled him.
Yeah, Nick Dinsmore is Eugene.
And tossed Conway right out on the floor.
This guy
and
in the
now
blue.
Dinsmore has taken advantage here.
Ooh,
German suplex.
Oh, Conway pulls up.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe no one's kicked out of that.
Is that the first time that anyone's kicked out of Nick Dinsmore's German suplex? Oh, my.
Man. Rob Conway, Nick Dinsmore, and then you involve the Damage in it. Oh, he's got him in the rack. Look, he's popping him. He's popping him.
Dinsmore got out of the rack.
I've never seen anyone
got out of the torque.
Here
Wait
comes
a minute.
Damage.
Damage with a chair.
Wow. Oh, man, these guys are going to meet.
And then if you don't remember, TJ, the Damage, it would become one half of the Basham brothers. eventually.
Tuesday night, July the 20th at Louisville Gardens. We'll see you at ringside.
Eric Bischoff's nephew.
Damaja has laid out.
Oh, I guess that's the end of the episode. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the Ed Sullivan thing is kind of strange. I don't know. This is kind of a really obscure reference, but they came out with a figure during the Attitude Era of Stone Cold Steve Austin where there was some kind of a mix-up with the like the molding of the face or whatever, and it came out looking like a pig demon. I think maybe if you search for Stone Cold Steve Austin pig demon figure, but for some reason, I always saw that figure as Yvette's, like the evil Steve. But every time I think about Evad Sullivan, I think about Yvette's, the pig-faced demon version of Stone Cold.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Ohio Valley Championship Wrestling is on the air. I'm your host. My name's Dean Hill, alongside James E. Cornette. And, man, do we have a fantastic show for you today. And one of the many things on the card is the Damages going to be taking on All-American Doug Basham for this thing's all over.
Also,
so
we're
there
going to
you
be
go.
taking a special look at the history behind the triple threat match.
So this is going to be Basham versus Basham.
You're going to see at the Gardens this Tuesday, Damaja versus Nick Dinsmore versus Rob Conway. That's going to be exciting.
It's wild. We've also got a special interview from the World Wrestling Federation, the hardcore champion Al Snow, and Head.
Plus, we're going to see Rip Rogers, Trailer Park Trash, Flash Flanagan in action, but we also want to take a special look at something that happened last week, which a lot of you people in Jefferson County, because of the cable problems, did not get the chance to see the announcements that I made concerning the World Wrestling Federation, and also why Kenny Bolin is not sitting in this spot, and I am. So let's go back to last week's television program for the folks who didn't get a chance to see it and take a look at that. Louisville has always had a great wrestling tradition, and this is something...
Didn't they have it for a while in the WWF, kind of while they were maybe phasing out? They had like a black dominatrix for a manager.
Something that's going to point the eyes of the wrestling world on the city of Louisville, Kentucky, and the surrounding area. I'd like to announce that this past week a contract was signed for Ohio Valley Wrestling to have...
What's crazy to me is that this is only like a few years after Smoky Mountain, but Smoky Mountain feels like it's like way, like 20 years before this. And this feels, like you're saying, like this feels dated for when it was made. But I think Cornette kind of has that, that's like a little, one of the little like counters to his good booking, is that everything kind of feels a little bit dated.
Have a working agreement with the World Wrestling Federation.
Oh shit, I'll be right back.
Now this is going to mean several things to the fans out there, to all the people that come see OVW matches live. First of all, a lot of the hot rookie prospects that the World Wrestling Federation signs and puts under developmental contracts are going to be coming here to get some seasoning in OVW. So you may be seeing pretty soon in your local arena the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. You never know. Now, also, I've already had a lot of phone calls. The word's filtered out around the dressing rooms around the country. A lot of wrestling talent that is not affiliated with OVW right now wants to come here because they want to get one step closer to the big stage, going to the World Wrestling Federation. And if they come here and prove themselves in OVW, they're that much closer. So you're going to see a lot of new faces that you haven't seen so far.
You think the Black Dominatrix character was just part of my Gooner imagination? Eugene was a pretty prominent character for a while. I just wonder what like the end game with it was. If they had any kind of like long-term booking when they came up with the character.
In OVW in the next couple of months. And also, I'm pleased to announce that as part of the relationship with the World Wrestling Federation, the current WWF superstars that you see on Monday Night Raw...
I'll just be on till my regular time, till like about 11:30, so like another 2 hours.
All the WWF TV programs are going to start being a part, when scheduling permits, of our big Louisville Gardens extravaganzas.
Jim Cornette absolutely lives in a nostalgia cloud for sure.
So, effective with July the 20th, OVW
Who could blame
returns
him,
to the
though,
Louisville
man?
Gardens.
Like he was a manager, a top manager during one of the greatest eras of wrestling. It'd be hard not to be stuck in it, I think. It's hard for me. We're watching this, so it's hard for me not to be stuck in this era, too.
WWF Hardcore Championship will be defended that night. Al Snow with Head will defend the Hardcore title against Droz right here at the Louisville Gardens as part of the OVW event on July 20th. So that is something I'm really proud of, and I don't want to take up everybody's time. We got some great action, but I did want to make those announcements, and you're going to be hearing more about the situation as the weeks go on. A lot of new faces.
I don't know if you know it or not, TJ, but Nick Dinsmore has a YouTube channel that talks quite a bit about his time as Eugene and OVW, and I think he even posts quite a few OVW shows there.
But there's one more thing. There's one more thing that I want to do and I got to do. Kenny Bolin, come on down here.
That's how he saw the thing. Oh, I believe that. That I completely believe that.
Drag your big fat behind off that desk and come on, get in this ring. See what the problem is. Come on, Kenny. I want to make sure that you can hear this. Some people may not have been watching OVW back in November. Kenny Bolin's been a friend of mine for about 22 years now. Well,
Kenny's
what happened
great,
was
by the
when
way.
he got in the wrestling business, he got up there in that...
I feel like Daninsky and Joe Shabatoni, the people that really appreciate like great trolling, would really love Kenny Bolin.
And he started getting in front of that microphone, knocking me, saying all kinds of crummy things about me, saying that he was better than me. When I came here to visit in November, he even had some of his goons beat the bejesus out of me. So, Kenny, guess what? The worm has turned, pal. I'm your boss now. I'm your boss now. As matchmaker, I have control over the wrestling talent and what goes on television, and color commentary falls in that description. So I am your boss, but I'm not going to be for long, because it's my job to do what the fans want, to make the matches the fans want to see. But I know that while some of the fans around here hate your stinking guts, some of the fans actually like you. Here's my deal, man. I don't care if you're St. Peter's best friend.
Here's my deal,
man. My first official act as OVW matchmaker. As far as your color commentary, you, Kenny, are fired. In the archives, vapor, history, hit the bricks, get to stepping, you're
bullshit.
Done. Get out of here.
You cannot fire me, Jimmy Cornette. I have made OVW what it is for the last year and a half. This is my program. I put it on the map. I've carried Dean Hill for the last 19 months right up to that broadcast booth, and you, pal, cannot fire me.
I thought you'd appreciate
if you want
Bolin.
me out of here, pal, you physically will have to put me out, pal. And I'll tell you what, I don't think you can do it. You can't make me. You can't make me. You can't make me.
I thought you'd say something like that, so I've already got the matter taken care of. Gentlemen, if you please.
What? Oh, I see wrestlers making their way to ringside.
I'm the matchmaker, and you're
Look
the
at American
unemployment
Eagle.
line,
He's
Kenny
going to take
Bolin.
care of it.
Next time you mess with your friends, just remember, the people that you step on the way up, you're also going to have to be stepped on by on the way down.
We're back right after this. Now we got everybody
That should have been me, guys. I should have been American Eagle.
Caught up on what's going on here in the OVW. Of course, the big news is Jim Cornette is now the new matchmaker for OVW, and we got big things coming. Just plan on it. We're going to be back right after this.
I'm not getting Sherb cream pie again. I don't mind it. I mean, there's a lot of piss strains, but this is like really pissy. Too pissy. Oh, Rip Rogers, nice.
The Hustler, Rip Rogers. And his opponent from Gambling City, USA, he is the Ohio Valley Light Heavyweight Champion, Smooth Johnny Spade. Joe Wheeler out here is our referee, Jim.
Against Rip Rogers?
I'm so amazed by the overwhelming response that Smooth Johnny Spade gets. This kid he's a newcomer in this industry, but you can hear right now from the crowd the tremendous support that he has
Using
from the
your rare
OVW
time
fans.
off to watch
Collar and
old
elbow lock up
wrestling.
with the Hustler Rip Rogers. Of course, the Hustler is
Always a
fired
good
up. He
choice.
basically took on Flash and Trash here last week by himself and was
Flash and
victorious.
Trash.
Well, that's right. Rip Rogers was partners with Juan Hurtado, but Juan never got in the ring legally during the match, and Rip Rogers
Wow, what a comment
ended
from
up
Cornette.
hitting Flash Flanagan. It was a
He's pointing out the fact that Juan Hurtado never legally entered the match. That's a little, a little on the nose there, Jim.
title situation, and Rip Rogers, as a result, basically defeated
Yes.
the OVW Southern Tag Team.
Oh, Daninsky, somebody posted the entire Ric Flair's last match event on I think it in like a ripped version off of I don't know if they recorded it off the pay-per-view or whatever. So I'm thinking that might have a good chance of dodging content ID to watch sometime.
Team champions by himself. Couldn't believe it.
It was an amazing situation. Matter of fact, he hasn't.
It isn't too late for me to become the new American Eagle. I should take inspiration from Jedi Rich, who's having regrets because he doesn't have enough time left in life to become a doctor. I don't want to wake up when I'm 70 and realize I could have had that one last run as American Eagle, which was my first run.
Quit talking about it all week long, every chance he gets. Oh, you hear the crowd out here, go Johnny, go, the young Spade
Before I go
man,
over the
one of the
waterfall.
favorites out here in the OVW. Rip Rogers quickly behind him, reversed by Smooth Johnny. Of course, the Hustler Rip Rogers, he knows all kinds of
Smooth Johnny.
reverses
Whoa.
to every reverse in the book.
Well, I'll tell you, for as much of a newcomer as Johnny Spade is, that's the veteran that Rip Rogers is. And like you said, we heard a lot about that victory last week. I was hearing about it the very next morning when he called my office and demanded to have a tag team championship match with Trailer Park Trash and Flash Flanagan. That has been signed for Louisville Gardens this Tuesday night, part of the Big Gardens extravaganza. But Rip is bringing a mystery partner. We don't know yet who Rip Rogers' partner.
What if I wrestle Ben Thorpe? He's already got the luchador mask. I'll be American Eagle versus Mr. RV. And then after I get Ben in a position to win the match, he'll roll out of the ring. And then Lalo will roll into the ring with the mask and the same outfit on, and the referee won't know who's who. And I'll end up, having to getting screwed over in the match.
Will be.
He's known a lot of people over the years. He's liable to pull anybody out of the closet or anybody off the cutting room floor. Who knows?
I probably
Out of the
do,
closet?
Daninsky.
What are you thinking about?
Well, I don't want to go there.
I wish you wouldn't. As a matter of fact, I hope you've never.
I could just pay somebody if I really wanted to work a show. I'm sure there's like a local promotion around here that for like $20 would let me get in the ring and cut a promo as long as I promise not to cuss or anything.
Been there, but
or say anything political.
I gotta think that Rip Rogers has something up his
I want to get on the mic at a regular wrestling event and cut like an identical Savvy Guy promo.
sleeve. He's saying he can make anybody a champion, but I've got to think he's got something up his sleeve, Dean.
The
Rip
video of
Rogers
Grace
telling
getting
Joe
slapped.
Hiller that Smooth Johnny was in his hair. Joe goes to investigate. Obviously a ruse on Rip Rogers' part. The fist squarely into the face of Smooth Johnny Spade. Light heavyweight champion has got everything that he can handle here with the Hustler Rip Rogers.
Well, and we've got to make the point, this is not a light heavyweight championship match. Rip Rogers hasn't made that weight limit in a few years. I want to take this opportunity to say I had a great meeting last week with the executive director of the Louisville Gardens, Mr. Tony Butler, and his staff.
Listen
we
to
put
Cornette
dates on hold
putting
for
over the
OVW
community.
events through the end of the year, and I think the Gardens is certainly one of the great mid-size arenas in the country, and both Danny Davis and myself are just overjoyed to be a part of the Gardens family now for the next several months at least.
Well, Tony Butler's done a lot for professional wrestling there, as well as a lot of the people have at Louisville Gardens. The history speaks for itself down there, and I'm just so glad that July the 20th, we're kicking things back off. Bell time 7:30. The Hustler Rip Rogers working over the light heavyweight champion. Johnny's
Rage
just
bait.
trying to get his T-shirt off his head.
Not
and
Grace
stomped
Thorpe
by
doing
the
rage
Hustler.
bait.
Well, Rip Rogers is a guy who will test the waters out a little bit and see what the temperature is before he starts making ripples. But then when he sees an opening, but Johnny Spade, there's the presence of a young man to come back, and he's got guts.
Big clothesline from the Smooth One after Rip
Rip
comes out of that
Rogers.
turnbuckle. He starts falling backwards. He's stunned, obviously. Smooth One working on him low, sets him up for the ride. Irish whips him into the turnbuckle, follows him in. No,
True.
home on the knee.
That is true. It might not mean anything anymore, but it could mean something to me. You know what I'm saying? If I could get that NWA strap.
So Rip Rogers quickly out of the way. Of course, Joe Wheeler trying to make sure everything's square
Who has
out
it?
here.
Who's got the belt now? Next time I'm out on the town, I'll go somewhere scenic and cut a promo on him, and we'll post it on YouTube, and we'll see if they'll answer my challenge.
Spade had the opportunity there, but Rip Rogers, ever the veteran, the ring awareness, he knew where he was at a Boston Crab on Smooth Johnny Spade, and Johnny's right in the middle of the ring. He taps out.
He is. I tell you, this is just one of the many things that Scott Hustler, Rip Rogers, so fired up. We were talking about that match between him and Juan Hurtado teamed up against Flash Flang and Trailer Park Trash. Go ahead.
I'll put a suit on, and then I'll go deliver a promo from a tennis court.
Let's take a look at it right now. Check this out. Irish whip into the turnbuckle. The Hustler circles and comes, bringing the knee. Nobody home. TPT gets over, gets the tag on Flash. A big fish from Flash Flash. And a second one. A boot to the gut. Joe Wheeler trying to get him out of the corner, and he whips him into the other turnbuckle. Off. Big clothesline. Flanagan is fired up.
I'm telling you, Rip Rogers is on the defensive. And has Juan Hurtado even been in this match legally? There he comes in to make that save, but I don't think Juan Hurtado's even been in yet. Rip Rogers has carried this whole thing for his team against Flash Flanagan and Trailer Park Trash, and now Wheeler's lost control.
I'll just explain it. Tom Latimer, exactly. Who fucking cares? Tom Latimer? I'm just going to lay it out to Billy Corgan, Daninsky. I'm going to be like, hey, listen, bruh, a promotion is only as prestigious as its champion. No one knows who this guy is. Everybody knows who I am. There's no reason for me not to be in the upper echelon of the NWA at this point. They have literally nothing to lose. Put me with that one guy, the devil cocaine guy, and that what the fuck is that guy's name? Father James, yeah, put me with Father James Mitchell, and we'll just print money for Billy Corgan. He can keep releasing music nobody's cared about since the mid-90s.
Locked up with Trailer Park. The Hustler reverses Irish whip, walks into a little bit of soul. The Flash Flanagan Flash. Oh, Flash one of his patented moves. The Hustler dips under it. Wheeler down to the 2, the 3. Flash Flanagan stuns himself. And your winners are going to be the Hustler, Rip Rogers, and Juan Hurtado.
Can you believe that? What a day of upsets.
Imagine the publicity if Jedi Rich is talking about me being the NWA champ. VP could drop a mention to her viewers that I was carrying the strap.
First, the light heavyweight championship changes hands, and unexpectedly, now Rip Rogers and Juan Hurtado have beaten the Southern Tag Team Champions in a non-title situation.
Obviously, we're joined here at the television desk by the Hustler, Rip Rogers, and he never comes up here unless he's got something to say.
You know,
I would, of course, wrestle in Long John underwear.
It is also on television land how last week, me, myself, and I alone, I single-handedly beat Flash and Trash, and they were the OVW Southern Tag Team Champions. In other words, I beat them all by myself. And just a few moments ago, I beat the light heavyweight champion, Smooth Johnny Spade, and if I was 8.5 ounces, if I was a little bit lighter, I'd have been the
I'm going to say that the belt needs to be back around the waist of an American. I don't know if that guy's American or not, but I'm just going to say, even if he is, he's not as American as I am.
crowned light heavyweight champion too. But you, Mr. Cornette, since you're the matchmaker, and since I'm a veteran, and I'm 103 years old,
So he banged Charlotte Flair, drunkenly assaulted Ric Flair, and he won the NWA Championship. Sounds good to me.
I'm asking a special favor for you.
Let me start running down, add all those to my bucket list.
Anybody in the wrestling world, make them my partner, and if they do as I say, if they do everything I tell them, I can make them a champion. So I'm begging you.
I'm gonna bear. Wait till you hear the
Tuesday night,
promo. I'm heated
my
now.
pick of anybody, and I'll make them a champion. And me, whoever I choose, will be the new Southern Tag Team Champions.
Rip, just like I told you last week when you called me on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, over the weekend, on Sunday at home.
Twice.
You've got the match. You have got the match this Tuesday at the Garden.
I don't actually mind Smashing Pumpkins that much, but I like one specific era of them, and that's it. But like in a promo, I would say anything.
But I want
You have to be ruthless.
to know who your mystery partner is.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm such a great talent in wrestling. I could choose you. I could choose Dean.
Oh,
but
her
for all
bodyguard.
you hillbillies in TV land, you see, that's where I got the advantage. Trailer Park Trash is not going to know. Flash Flanagan's not going to know. They're not going to know who to prepare for. So if Ali, he don't know if he's going to fight George Foreman or George Frazier. He don't know. They don't know. So in other words, that's my secret, and I intend to keep it that way. And with your blessing, and you promised me, I'm holding you to your word. I've got the shot. I'm going to be the champion with whoever I choose.
Just one of the many things that you're going to see Tuesday night, July the 20th at Louisville Gardens. That's right, OVW back at Louisville Gardens, bell time 7:30. As a matter of fact, let's check out the entire Louisville.
It's like the Thorpes when you're cutting all of these people, really. I mean, Ruby buried me in a promo one time and banned me for absolutely no reason. When you're cutting a promo, truth doesn't matter anymore. It's just about, delivering the good promo, getting the message to your opponent that, like, you're fucked, and to tell people to come and watch the spectacle.
Gardens card. This triple threat match that we've got Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens, July the 20th for the heavyweight title. It's all the buzz in professional wrestling.
Well, that's right, and it goes back a long and complicated road that brought us here. Now, it was June the 8th at St. Teresa's Gym in Louisville when the OVW title was on the line. Nick Dinsmore defending against the Damager in a Texas death match. But Dinsmore had more to worry about than just the Damager due to his ongoing rivalry with Rob Conway. So let's join the closing moments of that OVW title match, June the 8th at St. Teresa's Gym.
Texas death match. We've had about 7 fights. Oh, the Ironman Rob Conway interferes in the match, grabs the foot of Nick Dinsmore. The Damager goes to drop the elbow.
Look at the crowd.
Dinsmore outside, pops the Iron Man. Plants one on the chin of the Iron Man, Rob Conway, and then comes back into the ring. The Damager swings, nobody home, suplex.
Damn.
The 30-second count again. The Damager has got 25 seconds. Oh, my goodness. Nick Dinsmore over the top rope, lays out the Iron Man, and unfortunately, Robert Briscoe knocked a little ajar here at ringside as well. The Damager's grabbed a chair. The Damager brings the chair into the ring. Nick Dinsmore's working on the Iron Man, Rob Conway. The chair missed by the Damager. He misses the chair. Dinsmore's got the chair. The Conway's got the chair, hits Nick over the back. Oh, my goodness. The 30 seconds is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's back underway. Briscoe just now coming back to his senses. The 10 count has to start. Briscoe has to do the 10 count. He's done 1.
What if I present myself as the last student of Joe LeDuc?
2, 3. I tell you, the first man to the feet is going to win this. The first man up wins this thing. The first man to his feet. 7. This is for the title. 8.
Oh man, the crowd. Oh, the
9.
crowd is so small here.
The Damager wins the belt.
Well, Dean, after that victory, Damager demanded that Dinsmore work his way up through the ranks before he'd be granted another shot at the OVW title. But meanwhile, the other part of that equation, Rob Conway, wasn't going to go away peacefully.
Nick Dinsmore has been jealous of the Iron Man since the first day he met me. When he begged me to become his partner, and I said, okay. When I started with him, he was in the first match if he was lucky. He wasn't a star. He wasn't main event material. Well, I took him under my wing. I made him what he is today. He turned his back on me when he saw the success the Iron Man was having.
The last student of Dirty Roads. I could. Oh, Buddy Landell.
Heavyweight champion.
Buddy Landell would actually work pretty well. I could pull off a quasi Buddy Landell type character.
But the Damager,
I got the suits.
Took that title away from him, and I helped him because I knew that Nick Dinsmore would screw him. I helped the Damager have the title.
Rob Conway.
For one reason only, and that's because you, Nick, are jealous of Damager, and you're jealous of the Iron Man.
Well, folks, at this point, Damaja began the unbeaten streak that he's currently on, turning back all challengers.
What if my gimmick is that I was trained by the ghost of Buddy Landel? Do you think that would offend people?
Meanwhile, to get another opportunity at the title, Dinsmore entered a battle royal where the winner would be named #1 contender for the OVW title, and Nick Dinsmore had a plan.
Tuesday night at St. Therese, there's going to be an 18-man over-the-top battle royal. The winner of this battle royal becomes the #1 contender to the OVW
Imagine Vince seeing this guy and being like, yeah, this is our guy for Eugene.
Heavyweight title. Now, Nick Dinsmore's been telling everybody for weeks that he's on a mission to get back his Ohio Valley Heavyweight title. And at the same time, the Damage has been telling everybody that Nick Dinsmore has to start at the bottom rung and climb his way to the top. Well, if I'm climbing rungs, if I'm throwing people over the top rope, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to win this battle royal because I'm going to get back my Ohio Valley Heavyweight title.
We are down to 2. Who will be the #1 contender for the belt? Also, Rip Rogers got a problem with Briscoe about it. The Iron Man got a little too quick to do the backdrop, ducked over a little too quick, did not see the reversal, and threw out the Hustler. We are down to 2 men, buddy. Hold it, the Damages into the ring with a chair. The Damages got a chair. Oh, and he pops Nick Dinsmore. Oh, plants him over the head with the steel chair. Nick is out. The Damage obviously not wanting Nick to be the #1 contender. The Iron Man with the arrogant pin. The pins
do
don't
your job,
count.
ref.
The pins do not count. He's got to go over the top rope.
My bad.
The Hustler.
Boy, I'd have felt really salty if I was at the event and said that.
Obviously thinking the Iron Man's got it under control, has left the immediate ringside area. Hardy's over here by me.
What a move! Look at him throw! Look at him throw him on the top rope!
He's got Nick up on the top. Oh, and he's out. That's it.
Well, at this point, Rob Conway demanded the title shot against Damaja that he had earned by winning the Battle Royal. But Nick Dinsmore nor the Damaja, neither one were too pleased.
Whoa, 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 slow your speed up. Iron
Slow
Man,
your speed
you're
up,
getting it
please.
twisted. At the end of that Battle Royal, I saved your butt. I handed you Nick Dinsmore's dome.
Hey, Daninsky, did you notice that did the Damaja wears those Jedi Joy headbands?
On a silver platter. So you shouldn't be out here talking about title shots against the Damaja. You should be out here bowing down to the champ's feet and thanking me for what I did. Because if you did step to the Damaja, I'd send you home damaged goods, compliments of the almighty Brain Damage.
Man, a strange situation out here. These two guys are squaring off. Hold it, Nick Dinsmore.
Hold on. I don't understand what all this confusion is about. I should be the #1 contender Tuesday night at the Louisville Gardens. Rip Rogers, I have beaten you. Rob Conway, I have beaten you. And Damage, as for you, you're the one who screwed me out of my Ohio Valley Heavyweight title, and ever since then, you've been running and hiding, avoiding me. So let's put it this way. You two can hit the high road, and I'm going to convince you why I should be the #1 contender.
Oh, my goodness.
I posted a pretty long clip, maybe like an hour or so, of VP changing clothes. She just went through a bunch of different like clothes changes. And I didn't really think much of it. I just clipped it and posted it. And then I guess in the meantime, it got like 1,000 views. And then VP just commented on it this morning, monitoring the views. I can't wonder, that's interesting, 1,000 views. Like, it's not a bikini try-on even. It's just like a regular clothes haul.
As he smacks the Damaja. Wild action. Nick Dinsmore and the Damaja.
I wonder what VP thinks when she sees that, like, I post a video that's 45 minutes long and 42 minutes of it is her taking a muted phone call where, like, it's just complete silence for 42 minutes.
Going at it. The Iron Man and the Hustler Rip Rogers have bailed out of the ring.
Well, folks, the events that you just saw on the July 3rd program led to a non-scheduled, non-title match with Dinsmore facing Damaja. But once again, Rob Conway could not keep his own nose in his own business.
The Damaja, of course, in the last big match these two had, the Damaja put the Brain Damage. Oh, he's rolled him up. He's rolled him. Oh
Ooh,
no!
right in the
He
nuts.
shoots Nick off. Nick goes into
Headbutt to
Briscoe,
the
and both
nuts.
of these
Ouch.
guys are down. Briscoe is stunned.
Well, I don't know if it's a
ringside.
match or not, but now we don't even have a referee.
Oh my goodness! Of course, Nick Dinsmore is the only man I know of that has gone through.
Man, imagine having to go off of these ropes here with that fucking hard ass wall right there. I saw some. I don't know if they videotaped it or not. I could probably look it up, but a group of Chikara guys came out one time and toured through the Midwest, and I saw them at a venue that was at kind of like a boxing gym, and they had just kind of a shit ring, but it had walls on both sides of it. Like the other sides were open, but you couldn't do anything on the two sides.
3 brain damages, the German suplex, and we got 2 minutes left. 2, 3,
well, there ain't
4.
nobody.
Trying to think of who all was on that card, and it was Eddie Kingston, Chris Hero, Claudio Castagnoli, Eric Cannon. Who else was there? I don't think Quackenbush was there. I can't remember.
Count, I don't know
5,
what
and
you're
this could have been it if Briscoe was awake. He's knocked out. Oh, the Iron Man. The Iron Man is out. He's got
Maybe
somebody's
he's gonna
hand.
count.
Oh, man, he pops Nick right between the eyes with the whatever that is he's got on his hand. Looked like brass knuckles
Didn't
to me.
have anything on his hand.
Oh, Briscoe's look at this. The damage are taking advantage of the situation. We got 90 seconds left.
Yeah,
Oh, that's it.
yeah.
Briscoe
The
calling
boys,
for the
they
bell.
thirst.
Has no idea what the Iron Man did. He's climbing back into the ring.
People discount those and they act like it's just Gooner stuff, which it can be if that's what you want it to be. But if you actually watch those videos while she's trying the clothes on and in between she takes smoke breaks, she drops a ton of lore, or she'll drop DMs of whoever she's talking to. There's real lore content in there, but you could also just mute it though and just have goon content. I think it's the best of both worlds.
The Iron Man lays out the damager.
Holy
What a wide world of sports. My goodness. Oh, man, the damager and the Iron Man are flat going at it.
We're treating each other like, oh, come on. Somebody stop this.
The Iron Man.
And VP likes to have her lore dumps clipped. She likes to have all that. Those are some of her favorite clips, are all that where she's just going on and on about the old days.
Is the number 1 contender for the belt. He will meet the
Fart on his
Damager
left
Tuesday night at
elbow
St.
pad.
Teresa's for the title. It looks to me like the Iron Man is more worried about the title right now in the Damager than what he is Nick Dinsmore.
Well, I think he is, and I don't think he's going to have that scientific match I was thinking he was going to have either. There's Dinsmore getting in the middle of it.
Man, Nick Dinsmore, these 3 men, look at this. This is a 3-way, man. Briscoe calling for the bell, trying to get a little order going here, but all fail. Oh, Nick's going for the meeting of the minds. Pop, there it is.
Well, Dean, at this point, with these 3 guys at each other's throats like this, I had no other choice but to come out last week and make a ruling, which I hope will settle the issue.
Do you think it's too much if I insinuate that when the NWA was handed to Billy Corgan, when he bought it, that it was a thriving titan of the industry, and then he ran a legendary company into the ground?
Once and for all, let's go back to last week's program and take a look at the ruling that led to the triple threat match you'll see at the Gardens. Now, I'm supposed to do what the fans want and what's right for OVW. Now, the way I see it, Damager, you are undefeated since you won that belt, and you do have the championship, so you're the man right now. Whether you did it by fair means or foul, you're the man. Nick Dinsmore, you got a point. You got screwed out of that championship, in my opinion. I saw what happened, and you've had a shot, but you haven't had a fair shot. But as far as you go, Conway, you had a chance at Damager. You didn't beat him, but he didn't beat you. So you've got a point, too. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Louisville Gardens, July 20th, we're going to put that championship on the line. The only fair way to settle it that I see is a triple threat match. Dinsmore, Conway, and the Damager, all 3 of you.
Oh, we got the,
There's gonna be
speaking
no
of goon
disqualification.
content, we got
There's
our
gonna be
lovely
no count
valet
out.
back.
It's going to be pinfall or submission. When a man is pinned or submits, he's eliminated. The last man standing in the ring at the end of that thing is the OVW champion. Triple threat match for the title, and you guys sorted out. The best man wins.
So that's the match for this Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens. It's going to be wild action. Right now, let's check out OVW on tour.
Don't miss Ohio Valley Wrestling on Tour when we appear near you tonight, Bedford, Kentucky, at the Morgan Community Center. Bell time 7:30 p.m. for all the
Morgan Community
Ohio Valley Southern Tag Team Champions from Indianapolis, Indiana, Flash Flanagan. From everywhere, because his house is mobile. Trailer Park Trash.
Well, Dean, we have seen some wild action so far today, and I'm thinking this is going to be no different. This match is a rematch of many times the Andretti's have challenged for the Southern Tag Team Championship against Trailer Park Trash and Flash Flanagan, and it's wild every time.
Right now, Guido is grabbed quickly by Trailer Park Trash. Of course, this is a non-title situation out here right now. Trailer Park working his way out. No, gets into the headlock. Guido, I tell you, it's a lot easier to get a headlock on Trailer Park than it is to get one on Guido with that 10W30 they got on their hair.
Well, you got that right. And, of course, there will be a tag team title situation Tuesday night at the Louisville Gardens. We heard Rip Rogers out here. I don't know whether he said
did Cornette get fired from the NWA for the line about the bucket of fried chicken? Or did he get fired from MLW for that? I can't remember. It's on par with Boyd Wrestling. Well, I just need to become their champion, and then I can once I've got my foot in the door, I'll bring in all of our people.
His mystery partner was going to be Joe Frazier, George Frazier, or who, but it will be Rip Rogers and a partner challenging against Trash and Flash for the title on Tuesday night.
If it is George Foreman, I hope he brings one of those nice grills we can all eat in the back after.
And also, I guarantee you, Daninsky, you may not be able to see the in-ring vision, but the storytelling is going to be amazing. Hey, what's up, Distinction?
That's George Foreman. I think Rip was talking about George Frazier. I'm not sure.
Foreman, who knows? Oh, Guido from behind on Flash Flanagan.
Yeah, I'm trying
you may
to
still be stuck in that closet, but
content ID.
Thanks, Jim.
It was great to see. We were out at the Raw event at Freedom Hall this past Monday night for WWF Monday Night Raw. It was great to see Flash Flanagan, Trailer Park Trash, and Nick Dinsmore,
to see Trailer Park
the
Trash.
OVW talent, be a part of that challenge against the corporate ministry. I really enjoy seeing the OVW talent get a chance to showcase their ability on a big stage in front of 20,000 fans, and good night. Trailer Park Trash lit him up.
Okay, I thought so.
Whip reversed by Vito Andretti, follows him in.
Whoa.
Nobody at home. He ducks under the clothesline.
Dude, I remember listening to the podcast episodes when he would talk about that, and he was just like,
A double clothesline, the combination. These guys working better and better every week that they're out here.
You know, as a matter of fact, I heard Kenny Bolin was in the crowd.
I think he was most upset because it was such a big deal, and he felt like it was a joke he had told like 5,000 times before in different promotions.
At the WWF Monday Night Raw, making a buffoon out of himself.
Evidently,
Steak and Shake was closed for repairs. He had nowhere else to go.
Well, I know that the people at the hometown buffet are glad he's going to Steak and Shake nowadays. The ride across
this guy
the ring.
looks like Duke the Dumpster Drosy cross
Oh, my
Undertaker.
goodness. Trailer Park reeling
with
from
a little
that.
bit of
Guido goes straight
gangrel.
for the hair, tags in his brother Guido.
Way up in the air went Trailer Park Trash, and emotions are running so high.
Ooh.
Now that the Louisville Gardens extravaganza is right on us, and we saw from that recap of the history concerning the Rob Conway, Nick Dinsmore damages situation just how on edge all three of those men are, and how each one of them wants to capture that OVW gold, which will be the next step. Maybe, wait a minute.
Ho, 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 no.
Almost had him there. That could be the next step to it.
I'm going to bring the Godwins out of retirement. I'm going to manage the Godwins in the NWA.
A World Wrestling Federation contract for one of those men if they can come out the undisputed OVW champion on Tuesday night.
No better opportunity, no better venue than there at the historic Louisville Gardens. That is this Tuesday night. Bell time 7:30. Oh, big splash. Nobody home. TPT out of the way at the last second. Desperately needs to get over to Flash.
Flash has an opportunity now, and he makes the tag, and Flash Flanagan is the rested man, and here he comes, and he is fist and fire, as my good old buddy JR would say.
Right across the ring, big drop kick right on the chin, sets Guido up.
Yeah, exactly,
Right as well, and a drop kick for him. TPT's got Vito in one corner. Flash Flanagan takes Guido to the other corner. Looks like it could be the meeting of the minds. No, reverse.
Wait a minute.
Oh, man.
They collided anyway. away. Super kick from Flanagan. And Trailer Park Trash and Flash Flanagan have a 2-on-1 situation, and they've got the man exactly where they want him.
Flash
Ooh, that was
you
nice.
know, that could be the jack. That Trash
Yes.
jack, buddy. Hook him up and haul him out of here. That's it. Oh, man,
Trailer
you're
Park
winners.
Trash.
Flash Flanagan and Trailer Park Trash. Listen, I promised we were going to have some footage and interview with the hardcore
I could get the
champion.
Godwins
I'm talking
over
about
in
WWE's
2025. I know
Al
I could.
Snow and head check this.
Billy Corgan, throw some money at this. Bring me in. I will manage the Godwins. I will get them over. And then that will lead to the Godwins getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame after the NWA run.
Out.
I'm crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm not crazy, am I? No, I'm not. Dr. Isenthorpe says you're the nut. You're the one with the multiple personality syndrome. Shh. Knock it off. Shh. I'm telling you, knock it off. Look, ooh, it's the lock. Shh, monster, shut up. I'm working. Okay, Droz, you think I'm nuts? I'm not nuts. I'm not the crazy one. You are. If you think that hardcore
Al,
match
put
in a
this guy
dress was
over.
bad, you wait till I get you into Louisville Gardens next Tuesday. You're not going to come and take on the Crown Prince of Hardcore and walk away with my belt. I don't think so. You're not going to walk away with our belt. I guess. That's what I should have said, right? No way. It ain't going to happen. If we have to take you through that building, if we have to take you through the concession stand, if we have to take you through the parking lot, you know we'll do it. I've went in the Mississippi River. I've went in the streets of Cleveland. I've went out in the snow. I don't care where we go or what we do, Droz. I'm going to walk out of there the hardcore champion.
Will defend this Tuesday night against Droz right in the Gardens. The hardcore titles on the line, and Jim,
What's
understand
up,
you got a
Doug?
lot more.
Well, I said last week that we were going to try to get Rico Constantino, the former American Gladiator, hot young rookie prospect.
I would try to get Billy Corgan to bring in, though, for the very beginning of the angle, because you got to we got to come in, we got to immediately establish value, and we have to immediately get heat as the heels. So I would want him to bring in Dutch just to work one show to make it look like he was going to be part of this new, like, patriotic faction.
In this industry, on the Louisville Gardens card, I'm pleased to announce after some telephone conversations earlier this week, Rico Constantino will make
Flair
his
said Al
debut
Snow's wife
this
is the
Tuesday
hottest
night at
woman
the
on
Louisville
earth.
Gardens. And wait till you see this guy. He is something. And
Hold it. Kenny Boland's made his way
What
into
in
the
the
ring.
world?
He's turning on the
I
microphone.
got something to say.
Oh, great.
I'm going to be given an opportunity to say it right here, and I ain't leaving till I'm given the opportunity to say what I got to say, Jimmy
Good.
Cornette.
What if we throw him a cheeseburger?
well, you know what? He may not leave, but we can leave. Let's take a break until we clean the trash out of the ring. We'll be right back.
Oh, whoops.
Jim has left the TV desk. He's made his way into the ring.
I said I got something to say. I said I've got something to say, Jimmy Cornette, and I'm going to say it. And I'm going to make it clear to you right now. I've done a little research, and yeah, you can fire me as the color commentator. You can do that. But I also got a little more research for you. What I've got in my hand right here is a valid wrestling license signed by Jack Kearns, manager's license, I should say. You know that. Wrestling manager's license, and I am signed by Jack Kearns. I can manage anywhere in the state of Kentucky I want. A little something else I'm going to drop on you. There's no jurisdiction in Indiana, and you can't govern that unless you formed a commission I don't know about. So which means is, when I sign top wrestling talent Jimmy Cornette, you got to deal with me. There's not a thing you can do about it, baby.
Let me just say this. What Kenny Boland says is exactly 100% correct. If you have a valid manager's license, then if you do sign a contract with a wrestler, then I have to deal with you if I want to use that wrestler in Ohio Valley Wrestling. So what wrestlers do you have under contract right now, under signed contract right now?
You mean right now?
Right now, what wrestlers do you have under signed contract?
Well, right now, I haven't got anybody signed just yet.
You don't have anybody signed right now.
Not right now, but I got some things I'm...
Then let me...
Doug, I got to be honest, it's hard for me to keep up with them on Kick. A lot of the time when I'm watching these streamers throughout the day, I just have it like on in the background, like even when my phone is like turned off, because YouTube lets you watch shit even if your phone's off. I know I could download an extension or something probably, but I'm having a hard time keeping up with them. I did see somebody told me that they were basically offering to fly anybody out. They were flying out like a 60 viewer streamer or something like that. But I don't know much about them. I need to set some time like tonight and get caught up a little bit. How you doing though, Doug? What do you think about my idea, Doug, that I'm gonna restore the NWA to its former glory by bringing back Henry and Phineas Godwin?
Let me tell you what you are. You're an unemployed color commentator, and you're an unemployed wrestling manager. When you got some contracts signed, then you come back and see me. Otherwise, me, Dean, and the rest of these people do not.
When you say like you're worried for her well-being, are you saying like you're worried that these are going to be like bad collaborations? Or that they're going to like make fun of her? Or are you saying like you're genuinely like concerned for her like physical safety?
I'd have to put up with your big fat mouth. Gentlemen, can we get somebody from the back, please? You are out of here, Bolin.
You're not throwing me out of here.
No, I'm not throwing you out. They are. Get him out of here.
Can we get Trailer Park Trash to the ring?
Here.
Well, it looks to me like Kenny Bolin's going on tour.
Sha-na-na-na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.
Kenny Bolin's
Beautiful voice,
obviously
as
going
always,
on tour.
from
Let's check
Cornette.
out OVW on tour.
Jackson County.
There is, I mean, you know, Grace is a pretty, and Ben, you know, are pretty notorious figures, so I could see somebody who's already like, you know, boundary pushing to be like, oh, it's the Thorpes, and I've got to make a big, like, you know, I got to make a big Keno moment. It's very difficult to manufacture Keno in IRL streams. It's just, you just can't really do it. Because, like, I don't think any of the Vitali stuff is Keno at all. You know what I mean? That style of IRL, it just doesn't work for me. Like, intentionally just doing the craziest shit possible.
Fair, Iron Man Rob Conway, Damaja,
I
Nick
want the
Dinsmore, Flash Flanagan,
craziness
and a host of
to have
OVW stars
you know, I want a
invade
good
Brownstown
angle with it.
Live with a bell time of 8 p.m. Ohio Valley Wrestling Live. Tomorrow's superstars today.
For our next event, introducing first from Mother Russia, Rasputin.
Oh my God, Rasputin. Would you let Jeannie Wasung step on you, ATF Media?
And his opponent from New Albany, Indiana, Chris Alexander. Referee's going to be Joe Wheeler. Got the bell, and we're underway. Of course, it takes Chris a little bit of time to get out all that razzle-dazzle that he's got over there.
Well, it's going to take him a little bit of time to get out of all the trouble that this young man is in this Tuesday night at the Louisville Gardens because, as you know, Dean, it's the final conflict this Tuesday night between Chris Alexander and the American Eagle, the last time that they will face each other in Louisville. And it's all on the line.
Yeah, everything. The mask is on the line, the money, the car. Now Chris Alexander's hair, not to mention what originally started this, which is the Rookie of the Year award.
Basically, the American Eagle has put it all on the line. The $972.47 that he won from Chris Alexander's car that he also won, and the Rookie of the Year trophy, as well as his mask against Chris Alexander's hair.
Well,
if Chris Alexander loses that match Tuesday night, he will be shaved bald in the middle of the Louisville Gardens ring. Conversely, if the Eagle loses, in addition to losing the possessions, we are going to see the American Eagle unmasked Tuesday night.
Well, we're definitely going to see something. It's either going to be the loss of the hair.
It's really, the kick thing is just really such a curse. I mean, I'm glad they're making money with it, but like as a viewer, it's just so inconvenient. Like not being able to go back and watch streams past like, you know, a few days old, it seems like. It's just really hard to keep up on the lore. Ruby, I guess you could check, like Ruby gives a nice overview every couple days.
Who's under the mask of the American Eagle right now? Chris Alexander needs to be worried about Rasputin. The man in front of him sets him up, Irish whip. Oh, Rasputin.
Whoa!
On the top of that one, Chris ducks under the clothesline. Drop kick from Rasputin, buddy. He's been working out a little bit more.
Rasputin putting some moves on that we don't normally see the man from Mother Russia utilize. And I tell you, you know, Dean, I got to take this opportunity while we have a chance to mention that it was a wonderful news report on the wrestling industry in general, and particularly OVW, that WHAS TV here in Louisville did last week. We appreciate all the kind words about OVW, and I also enjoyed guesting on WHAS 84 AM radio this past Friday night. That was very enjoyable, and
tremendous.
Hopefully more publicity
What's
to
up,
come on
Shay?
OVW. Spinning head scissors right on his head goes Chris Alexander.
Media here in the Louisville area has been very, very kind to us since we started OVW, and I'm not surprised that they were good to us this time. Oh, man. Suplex drops Alexander on the
Man, I
back
like
of his
that
head.
shit. High angle
Alexander
fucking
was
backdrop.
groggy. He swung,
Boom.
but he swung way wide and missed, and Rasputin was able to take him in the belly to back, and these guys both got dropped right on their head. Wait a minute. Alexander is going to his tights, and he's got a chain.
He's pulled a chain out. Rasputin doesn't see it. Joe Wheeler doesn't see it. Lays Rasputin out with it. Joe Wheeler
Trying to hear what,
temporarily
make out what
striking,
they're
rolls
chanting.
him up, too. That's it. Your winner's going to
Well,
be
there
Chris
went the Iron
Alexander.
Curtain.
Well, he wins the match, but you saw what he had to do to win.
That one was plain highway robbery. Wait a minute. The American Eagle is in
Now,
the ring.
yes,
Oh,
now we're
Eagle.
talking.
The Eagle pops Chris Alexander, sets him up for the ride across the ring. Oh, drops his face first, kiss and canvas.
Wait a minute, look at that. The Eagle.
Now, when the time comes, when the angle finally comes to the payoff for the War Games match with me and the Godwins against whoever, I will wear the American Eagle outfit.
Eagle has a pair of scissors.
This is OVW from 1999.
The American Eagle is cutting the hair of Chris Alexander. He can't wait until Tuesday night at the Gardens.
Oh, my God.
He's cutting his hair off.
Oh, he's
He has
showing the
cut
hair.
some of his hair off, and Alexander is laying there unconscious. He's going for some more. Wait a minute.
Oh, he's run out of the ring away from him with what little hair he has left. Wow. Listen, we're going to be back right after this.
Can you believe?
You thought he would be the heel? I just think he was like a dish rag, basically. They just needed something to happen so that American Eagle could come down. Oh, here's these two yokels.
Name's not Cousin Otter. I don't want to be called that again. It's embarrassing.
So he was a hillbilly gimmick. Now he's a gimmick as an extra in Over the Top.
Name's Jack Black, and you know that.
Jack Black, and you
Now
know
listen
that.
up.
Great
We've
line.
got a match Tuesday at Louisville Gardens. Me and you. You've been saying you've been carrying the team. You're so much better than me. I've been saying I'm carrying the team because I know. I
thinking
figure
of
there's
starting a
only
channel?
one way.
I mean, if it's something that interests you, you could just, if nothing else, just try it. I mean, I think it's really fun.
Tuesday the 20th at Louisville Gardens. If you got any guts at all, why don't we make this a loser never wrestles again?
Godfather
not in
and Undertaker?
OVW,
I can't-
not anywhere.
I'm not gonna. Billy Corgan's not gonna pay for that.
You think you're gonna beat me, but I know I'm gonna
Plus, I would lose. I'm the heel. I'm not gonna win in the last match.
beat you. Soon as you lose, you're gonna be moping around the OVW complaining of this, complaining of that. And I'll tell you what, if
I'm gonna get pinned by Tom Latimer to put him over on the way out.
I lost, I'd be embarrassed to show my face back here again. What do you say to that?
Jeb and I know you're stunned, but you got nothing to prove here.
Any advice? No, man. I'm not in a position to give anybody any streaming advice. I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. If you just want to have like a chill channel and do it like for fun and see what happens, just like do stuff that you like and that interests you. But if you're interested more in like views and stuff, then you probably need to meet a guy named OPC Don. He knows all about that kind of stuff.
Well, Jack Black, if that's the way you want it, son, if you want it to be, we're
Get
on
pinned
the
by
20th
the
at the Gardens, the loser.
The referee will be knocked out. Latimer will have me pinned, and people will be like, "Oh shit!" You know, the heels are gonna win if they don't get this fall, and then the goose is gonna run down and make the count.
Of our match, you don't want.
Can you imagine the fucking crowd blowing up as the goose is running down the aisle? Like he's all like, he's just racing as fast as he can to get down there.
Whatever. I know I'm man enough to beat you. I'll accept that. If that's the way you want it,
No.
we can do it that way.
He's not. No, I don't think so. He's not really my vibe. I don't want to be in the tag team. I want to be the manager of a tag team, the Godwins.
Hold on. That's fine, but I'm not done yet. Everybody says, you know, Jeb got you this, Jeb owed you this. I don't owe you anything, you don't owe me anything, and that's the way I want it when this is over. So I brought everything
Tell him,
I owe
Otter.
you back. Here's your stupid Rednecks Cotton Eye Joe tape. I don't know if you remember the money that you loaned me a couple weeks ago, but here you go. Here's your $40. Take that. I got one other
Take your
thing
40
for you.
bucks. Ooh, yeah.
Good night. Dean, get out of there. What started as an interview between tag team partners has turned into an assault by Jack Black on Jebediah
Jack Black,
and a power
and that's
slam.
that.
Can you believe it? He
Oh,
said
no,
he was
you
going
know
to pay
that.
him back everything that he owed him. I don't think he owed him this. And Jack Black to the top and a splash, Dean. This thing has broken loose.
I just can't believe that Jack Black has turned on Jebediah.
He just took that money back that he paid him back. Can you believe it?
Oh, this is unbelievable. This is one of the many big things we got at the Gardens. Check out.
Hey, Daninsky, do you want some of the Boyd people that I cover to do a run-in to try to help me that backfires on him, like Jedi Rich gets pile-driven by Tom Latimer?
The entire Gardens card.
Oh, finally, we got some eye candy.
From Seymour, Indiana, the Ohio Valley Heavyweight Champion, the Damager. And his opponent from Louisville, Kentucky, All-American Doug Basham. Jim, good to see the All-American back in here. We haven't seen him for a little while. Glad he's made his way back here to the OVW. Robert Briscoe, our referee. Of course, this is a non-title situation.
I've been looking forward to this match all day because we also saw Doug Basham at the WWF event facing, I believe it was D'Lo Brown.
Wow.
And tremendous contest from him as well. Doug Basham, I'm a big fan of his wrestling, big fan of this young kid as a person as well.
Oh, man, a 2 count almost over very quickly there.
I don't think we'll get to see draws. I don't know if they got to show the stuff on TV or not. Maybe they'll show clips.
The Damager catches him coming in, ducks under that, works out. Doug Basham, I tell you, trained by Nightmare Danny Davis. He knows all the good moves as well. Takes him over very quickly. Oh, 1 count. You're going to do a little bit more than that against the Damager, however, to get him on a 1 count. Comes under that one, brings him down on the knee.
My least favorite
that'll light
move,
up your
I
seat.
think.
Well, Damager had better not take this young man lightly because just in a situation...
You know who did sell that so good, though, the atomic drop, is Rick Rude. He had the, crazy sell for the atomic drop.
Situation like this is where Damager could look past Doug...
Even his face, he would, scrunch his face up like he'd just eaten a lemon or something.
Basham and get unseated, get toppled, get derailed on the way to the triple threat match Tuesday night with Rob Conway and Nick Dinsmore. So Damager had best be careful.
I'm sure that he's got to be looking a little bit past All-American Doug Basham. That's a bad move to make.
Hey,
of course,
Jedi Rich.
out here at ringside, she's trying to give all of her support that she can to her man, the Damager.
Well, you know, you have got...
Jedi Rich, I'm going to issue a challenge to the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and if he accepts, I may need you to do a run-in at some point to help me.
Got to pay attention when you're in there against talent the likes of Doug Basham. You have got to keep your eye on the ball, but at the same time, he's got to be preparing for...
No, he's not on the roster. They're just doing a special matchup for the big show.
And for Dinsmore, this triple threat situation is... Wait a minute. Treasure.
Man, she hooks Doug Basham's foot from outside. Man, just one of the many things. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Kentucky 7.
Oh, man,
he is saying he doesn't need a woman to do his fighting for him, and he is sending Treasure to the back so this match can continue.
Treasure
can you believe
based.
it? From the Damager. Damager said last week, he said, OVW is ganging up on him. Said, it's a 2-on-1 situation in the triple threat match because we couldn't find one man that was capable of beating him. And, of course, that's hogwash because in a triple threat match, it's every man for himself. And I don't believe Conway and Dinsmore could work together on anything, much less team.
Did you ever see the caveman guy, Jedi Rich? Was Flair doing his sell? Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's not even, I mean, he made it his thing, but other people were doing that kind of stuff as well. I know Greg Valentine was doing it before Flair, but yeah, he always did that. In fact, he would do some really he would really do some crazy ones where he would bounce off the rope and take 2 or 3 punches, and then the guy would just look at him, and then he'd do an abrupt, turn around the other way and then directly down. It was he had some pretty outlandish ones.
Teaming up against a guy like Damager.
Oh my God! And too, if you went to house shows, WCW house shows, even back in the Attitude Era, he would do those extended spots where someone got him in a roll up and pulled his trunks down a little bit, and then he would just run around the ring with his trunks down. And then Punk started doing that in the mid 2000s when he was a heel on the Indies.
Plus, don't forget, not only the triple threat, that's worth the price of admission if you ask me, but the hardcore championship on the line. Al Snow taking on Draws. Of course, you know, if Snow's there, Head's going to be there. Speaking of being someplace, I see the Iron Man Rob Conway has joined us here at the television desk.
Yes, I'm blessing you with my presence. I'm coming out here to watch the Damager. Yeah, he's undefeated since he won the title, but I'm going to be the first man to beat him. Now, I've beat Nick Dinsmore in every kind of situation you can think of, so he shouldn't even be in that.
No, I don't only do wrestling stuff. I do like, I don't know what you would call it, enhanced reality content creators, any old 90s and 80s conspiracy theories. I don't know, Chuck Woolery.
That match with us for the title.
Whoops.
It should be all me.
Well, let me ask you this, Rob. What in the world makes you think that you're the man
content.
to defeat the Damager? He's been
I
unbeaten
review
since
it,
he
I don't
won
make
that
it.
championship, and he's gone through everybody in OVW.
What makes me think I'm the man to beat the Damager? Have you seen me? Have you seen me wrestle? Have you seen my ability?
Wait a minute. Count of two. I thought he almost had him there.
It was real close.
I have seen you, Robin, and I respect your ability to the highest, but the problem is in a triple threat situation, it's every man for himself, and you're not only going to have to beat Damager to be the champion, but you'll also have to beat Dinsmore as well. There's no disqualification. There's no count out. It's going to have to be a pinfall or a submission situation. Do you think you can go through both those guys in one night?
Both of those guys in one night, I might be able to go through both of those guys in just 1 or 2 minutes. I'm the Iron Man, and they're the Common Man.
Right now, the Damage is still working on All-American Doug Basham. This is a wild way to finish up our show. This thing has just rocked from the beginning. Damage has got All-American into the corner. Iron Man, we said or thought about whether or not the Damage may be looking past.
Well, most people find my channel because I cover a travel vlogger named Grace Thorpe. She travels around in an RV, kind of documenting local culture and interacting with, you know, people and locations.
Yes, Doug Basham a little bit right now, worrying more about you and Nick Dinsmore.
Well, I'll tell you what, Doug's a pretty decent wrestler, but he's not in the category of myself. The Iron Man is just above all this, and I'd probably be looking past him, too, if I had to face someone like myself.
The Damage are quickly choking All-American Doug Basham. I
channel
tell you,
that
the
Grace
All-American knows what it's like to have that heavyweight title around his waist. He has been the heavyweight champion before. No lightweight for the Damage to take on. Oh, look at this. Oh, man.
Good night.
She
Can
is
you
a
believe
travel
it? Doug
vlogger.
Basham creates himself an opening, and Damager is stunned. If Doug Basham can capitalize on this, then Rob Conway, you may be getting damaged goods Tuesday night, because if Basham beats him first, then you ain't going to be the first man to beat the Damager.
Well, you seen what happened when Doug got
I'm gonna find somebody to be my valet whenever I go into the NWA, and her character name is gonna be Damage Goods.
the advantage. The Damager just got back over him. Well, he'd never do that to the Iron Man. The Iron Man would take the advantage, and he'd win the match, especially with a no DQ situation. That's right up my alley.
Well, Damager and Dean and Rob, of course, you know this as well. Damager is still a rookie in this profession, but he is a rookie phenom. He's compared himself in the past to Mark McGuire. He's done a lot of things. He has a ring presence and a knowledge of exactly where he is at all times that most rookies do not possess in this sport. Rob,
you
you
go,
were there
Code. That's a
once.
good
You were a
mix.
rookie at one time.
Yes,
You
I
know
was
the
a great
pressure.
Memphis,
I'm a
Savvy
great
Guy,
rookie,
and
yes,
Tony
a great
Yeoman.
veteran.
I realize that, Rob, that you were a great rookie, but the point I was making is you know the pressure that's on a man in this situation, and you know that the Damager
Hey Joe, did you see that Gia Armani did a live the other night or last night, an hour and a half?
stood up to that pressure, not only very well, but he is also good night. What an Irish whip into the turnbuckle.
Oh, yeah, I
he
love
also,
pro wrestling.
Dean, let's make this point, as a rookie, he has won and retained the OVW title, and I think that's...
We watch Memphis. We're in 87 now, but we watch like week to week Memphis wrestling every Friday. And like, I'm honestly like, this is the most excited I've been about wrestling since like probably like the Attitude Era or the beginning of Ring of Honor. Maybe I was kind of hopeful during that time, but like I'm not watching ahead before the show. So I'm like, pretty much can't wait for Friday.
It's a tremendous accomplishment for a kid
Can't wait to see Chick Donovan.
this young in the profession.
Very few people can say that since they have had the title that they have been undefeated, and the Damager can look you square in the face, buddy, tell you to pump the brakes, that he is the man, and don't get it twisted.
I mean, exactly what you would want from a GR Armani stream. Actually, believe it or not, really, really interactive, like super interactive. It might have been because it was one of her first lives on YouTube, But she was really interactive with chat. She cut a bunch of wood. She looked great.
As he likes to say, man drops a big elbow on the old.
She was doing something, and I don't know, Joe. You'd have to maybe consider this, what you think about this. But she would frequently ask the people in chat to say how many inches they thought the board was. Or like, I don't know, not board, but you know, like a log or whatever. That was kind of a frequent, I don't know though, maybe that's a thing for people that are really into wood cutting. I'm not sure. Do I ever watch MMA? Oh yeah, of course.
American Robert Briscoe there trying to make sure everything is.
I'm not a big sports person, but I'm a big combat sports fan.
On the up and up. I tell you, this has just been a fantastic show, Jim.
Well, and Basham not done yet. But he lost. Now, wait a minute, the small package. Basham is a kid that will come out of nowhere and surprise you, and that's the kind of talent that we have here in OVW.
I think I might have clipped this because I recorded the entire thing just in case. But she was like, "Did anybody in the chat say 7 inches? If you've got 7 inches in the chat, you got it right."
Right now, up and down the line, you're going to be seeing, like I said last week, it's like minor league racing. They're going to turn left for 500 miles till they win the race or hit the wall, and these kids are not going to quit. When you talk about the American Eagle and Chris Alexander there at the Gardens Tuesday, talk about Cousin Otter or Jack Black against
I don't know.
Blackhawk.
Have any of you guys Googled to see if she's just a, content creator? I've stopped Googling the people that I find on YouTube. It's kind of like disheartening to me at a certain point. Like, I'm not shading anybody and it's not negative. It's just like, I just want to believe. I'm gonna choose to stay in the matrix that all the content on YouTube isn't just to drive me to a link tree or whatever. Like, I don't hold any ill will over people that, create whatever kind of content. But like, I'd like to think that the stuff that I watch on YouTube isn't all just like a conduit to get me to go, to go elsewhere. I want the content just to be the content.
OVW Tag Team title on the line. Trash and Flash against Rip and his partner. Up and down the line. Count it 2. No. He almost had him, Dean.
I understand we're going to have a light heavyweight title is going to be there that night. And the big news you made earlier about Rico and Mercedes name right, Constantino.
Rico Constantino makes his debut Tuesday night, the OVW event at the Gardens. Of course, Al Snow and Draws. And we've talked about it, and we continue to talk about it. One of the participants in the ring right now, the Damager, the OVW champion, will defend in a triple threat situation against Rob Conway, the man at our desk now, and Nick Dinsmore, the man that the Damager defeated for the OVW gold. With your help, Rob Conway.
Hey, the Iron Man is the top talent in OVW. Now, you're bringing people from outside OVW, so just remember, the Iron Man is still the top talent anywhere you go.
Wait, whoa! Basham has made a reversal of his fortunes. Basham!
Like, Bethadone is a good example. Like, her content just stands on its own. Like, it doesn't, even though she makes other types of content, like, her content on YouTube is just her content on YouTube. Like, it's not like a conduit or a pitch to get you to go somewhere else. It just exists, for itself.
Attempting to take it to the Damager.
With a quick cover, 2 count from Briscoe. All-American Doug Basham making his way back. The crowd loves it. You hear him, go, Doug, go out here. Oh, man, comes off the rope, use a little momentum. Oh, goodness.
Wait a minute.
The Iron Man's left this thing,
Conway said the Damager may be more of a chump than he thought he was, and Conway's headed toward the ring area. He's standing in the crowd there. I'm not.
He's poised for a second. I'm not sure what's going to cross the Iron Man's mind.
Meanwhile, Basham going to the top rope. Basham going to try to. It's an all or nothing. Say, wait a minute. Look at Conway.
Oh no! Knocks the All-American down, and he lands at a place you don't want to land, buddy.
All-American Dad.
Oh, goodness me, the brain damage. The Damager loves this move. Oh man! Sure enough, Clancy Briscoe down. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
And Rob Conway said he was going to be the first man to beat the Damager. Wait a minute. Nick Dinsmore's at ringside. Dinsmore throws Conway to the ring. Dinsmore all over Rob Conway, and Damager is standing back and watching it.
Oh, big backdrop from Nick Dinsmore, man. The sunglasses went one direction. Oh, German suplex. German suplex, man. The honest with this is the situation right here. All 3 of these guys are going to be in the ring Tuesday night at Louisville Gardens. The heavyweight title's going to be on the line.
Look at this situation. Damager picked his spot. Dinsmore had the German suplex on Conway. Damager, he broke up the situation with Dinsmore, and then he's brain damaged Conway. But look at Dinsmore. Dinsmore with a chair in the ring. Last week, you know, Damager. Well,
oh, man,
Oh, my
ladies
God.
and gentlemen, don't get that twisted.
it was last week that Dinsmore was laid out by Damager, and now Dinsmore's returned the favor, and Dinsmore is all over the Damager. Conway is down.
Hold it, the hustle Rip Rogers.
Rip Rogers, wait a minute, here comes Jason Lee. We've got people leaving the
God.
locker
Oh,
room.
man, this is a
We
setup.
have got people coming in here.
Oh,
Triple
my Lord.
Threat Challenge. This coming Tuesday night at Louisville Gardens. Bell time is going to be 7:30. OVW's returning. The Hardcore Championship's going to be on the line.
This is-
We're going to see the seat.
Pretty much the only time I'm like in the YouTube world, man, to be honest, is when I'm live. Ben's House of Wayward Hoes Min Edition starts. Some guy and Kev Dog hit the RV and they're going to Buffalo. Kev Dog is going to be in the RV. Oh my God.
Who's under the mask of the American Eagle?
They
Chris
have got to
Alexander's
settle
there.
it. They've got to settle it Tuesday night for the OVW title.
I've got to remember, no matter what, I have to motivate myself to record those because I'm sure that people are going to want to see the Kev clips.
Anything goes. There must be a winner. Damager, Conway.
Oh, there's
Dinsmore.
American
You
Eagle.
gotta be
American
there.
Eagle
We're
should
here
be
in the
beating
Ohio
up
Valley for
that
James E. Cornette. I'm Dean Hill.
communist
see
guy.
you Tuesday night at Louisville Gardens and see you at ringside.
Big mistake. Here's your more modern, just over 10 years later, the version of like the Memphis Brawl. All right, I may not have time to watch this whole episode, but we can watch at least part of it. War Chief.
And his opponent weighing in at 208 pounds, the Ohio Valley Light Heavyweight Champion, Smooth Johnny Spade.
This guy's really, stocks
The
are
smooth
rising.
one out here, the light heavyweight champion, and of course Chris Alexander. You can see from the monitor when you notice it, he's still got his hair.
Well, once again, a tremendous response from the crowd for Smooth Johnny Spade, one of the most popular individuals here in OVW. And you're
One
right,
of the
Dean.
most popular?
Alexander
Really?
still has his hair, but he didn't get everything that he wanted last Tuesday night at the Louisville Gardens. The American Eagle did lose the money. He lost the trophy, and he lost the car. But when he took his mask off, that's what Alexander really wanted. He had another mask on underneath it. He fooled Chris Alexander.
Wait.
Alexander got to keep his
SSI, the guy who wears the cross on his face.
hair, but he sure did lose his mind over all of that situation because the Eagle flat pulled the wool over his eyes, so to speak. Oh, Irish whip into the corner. Smooth Johnny comes off with a little bit of an elbow, climbs up. Johnny likes some of that high flying stuff. Big drop kick off the second rope. Your referee, Robert Briscoe, down for the 2 count.
Boy, I'll tell you what, ever since Johnny Spade has won this OVW Light Heavyweight Championship, it has really given him a...
What in the world? I like SSI as content, but there's not a single clip I could post of SSI that wouldn't get taken down. His behavior on stream alone, like I can't even imagine what the chaos of a real life meetup.
A ton of confidence.
I've had at least 3 or 4 clips with SSI taken down by YouTube. I've tried to put a bunch of like lead in with like 10 minutes of fluff and just base the entire video thumbnail and title off of that. But the real content I wanted to show was the SSI part of the clip, and YouTube just takes them down every time. But I guess if they're embedded in like a 6-hour stream, it's okay.
And that's sometimes all that one of these young athletes needs. Oh, tremendous monkey flip is confidence to take themselves to the next level. And I'll tell you what, talking about going to the next level, that's what I think OVW did last Tuesday night at the Louisville Gardens. A tremendous turnout. We were gratified to see so many of the folks in Kentucky there. The event was tremendous all the way around. And I think OVW has gone to the next level. And the next Louisville Gardens show on August 17th is going to be even better. But, of course, we'll talk more in today's program about this Tuesday night, St. Teresa's Gym. What a card. What a night it's going to be.
One of the things I'm concerned about, though, as we watch the action going on in the ring.
Why didn't
Johnny
this guy ever
getting the head
team
into
up
the
with
turnbuckle.
Marty Jannetty?
Everyone knows about the Triple Threat Challenge for the OVW Heavyweight title, the Damager, the Iron Man Rob Conway. Right off the bat, Nick Dinsmore gets hit with alcohol in the eyes. It sends him into a fury of... Just a 2 count from
Almost
Chris
had it.
Alexander.
That's exactly
I was just
right.
concerned. Do you know anything about Nick's eyes?
I did get the medical report earlier today on Nick Dinsmore. Rob Conway, and you will see this later in the program, folks, through rubbing alcohol in Nick Dinsmore's eyes. He did suffer damage, but it was not permanent. The doctor has suggested he not wrestle for another week or so, and we're going to honor that doctor's wish and not schedule Nick Dinsmore to wrestle. But it was a tremendous championship contest. Wait a minute, a lax cover. Look at that cover.
Smooth
Alexander.
You're not going to get
Alexander was
the
hot
champ with
I
that
tell
kind
you,
of a nonchalant
I'm so glad
cover.
to hear that Nick isn't going to have any kind of permanent damage. I know all the fans out there were very concerned about that. Right now, the Irish whip reversed by Smooth Johnny. Chris Alexander, and a little bit of soul by Chris, comes off the swing and miss. Brings him back belly back. Gets out of that one. Oh, Smooth Johnny. Oh, reverse DDT.
Can you believe it that Johnny Spade had the presence of mind to reverse his direction in midair, drop behind on that attempted slam by Chris Alexander, and execute the inverted DDT? Johnny Spade gets better and better every week. Oh!
The light heavyweight champion sets Chris Alexander up. Yes, sir, need to ride across the ring. Comes off with a smooth elbow. Chris Alexander begging for mercy right now.
If Johnny Spade retains the title here in this match, he's going to defend Tuesday night at St. Teresa's against the American Eagle, and it looks like Spade is on his way to retaining this championship. There's a cover.
A 2 count from Robert Briscoe. Smooth Johnny likes having that title around his waist. He don't plan on losing it. Oh, telegraph that move a little bit. Chris Alexander comes off the rope.
Smooth Johnny, is that British
Went
dirty
for a Samoan drop, but didn't get the man's head hooked. It was a modified Samoan drop. He didn't tighten up on him, and Chris Alexander begging back and telling Briscoe, get the man away from me, referee. Wait a minute. Is Alexander going in his trunks?
He's going for something.
He's got a chain in his hand.
He's wrapping a chain. Swing and a miss. Oh,
come on, ref.
There's Briscoe. Briscoe has seen the chain. Briscoe.
Calling
That's
for the
it.
bell.
He's calling for it. Disqualification. Chris Alexander brought that chain out of his tights.
Winner and still light heavyweight champion, Smooth Johnny Spade.
Hey, ref, come on.
And here goes Johnny Spade. He's not
this
satisfied.
is terrible.
He's not happy until he gets another piece of Chris Alexander. Spade retains that light heavyweight championship. What a match.
Man, this is the kind of wild action you see anytime OVW is in your area. Check out OVW on tour.
Down, had to return to the locker room for medical attention, but he was still in the match. We're going to see that portion. Then we're going to join the closing moments of the contest when basically all hell broke loose. Take a look.
Oh, was that the alcohol in the eyes? Oh, the valet's out there. Something for the gents. Like the rest of it isn't.
Dinsmore assaulted right off the bat in this triple threat match. Alcohol in the face. Oh, he's over here.
Sounds like a Borderlands boss.
At ringside, the Iron Man Rob Conway starts to work on the Damager. The ride across the ring. Big backdrop from the Damager. Triple threat challenge for the heavyweight title. The Damager calling for brain damage. He's got him up there. Brain damage on the Iron Man.
Yeah, and then he needs a setup move, though, depending on what the daddy pill is. He needs a setup move, though, I feel like how Jake had the short arm clothesline. Ben should have a move that they could call whatever the move is, and then in the Greek sense. Like a drop kick in the Greek sense, or whatever the move was.
Through the ropes, the damage goes through the ropes. Nick Dinsmore.
Ben would probably, a good finisher for Ben would be a choke slam because the other guy jumps for it, and he pretty much does the move, so Ben could get through the finish pretty easy.
Dinsmore's back out here at ringside. The damage goes head first into the turnbuckle. He now turns his attention to the Iron Man Rob Conway. The man that very possibly was the one that threw the alcohol in his eyes.
There you go.
At the beginning of this match. Sets the Iron Man up for the ride across the ring. The heavyweight title is on the line. Triple threat, buddy. Every man is for himself. Nick Dinsmore, the Iron Man, and the Damager. The very beginning, someone threw rubbing alcohol into the eyes of Nick Dinsmore.
Maybe he could do like a neck breaker in the Greek sense. And that would already have their like throat and neck area injured and primed for the daddy pill.
He's been gone for a while. Under the damage of grabbing my chair here at ringside. The Iron Man stunned, doesn't know. Oh, what a
That was a
drop
good
kick
drop
off the
kick.
top rope. Dinsmore with one eye is out here going for the heavyweight title. Under the damage is coming into the ring. He's got a chair. Oh, across the back, buddy. This is anything goes. The only way to lose this is a pinfall or to submit the cover. 1, 2, 3. That's it for Dinsmore. Dinsmore has been eliminated. We're down to 2 men standing for the belt. Damage is calling for brain
The
damage.
ladies are
on
there
the
so no one
Iron Man,
feels
Rob
their
Conway.
masculinity
He has
being
already
challenged.
eliminated
True.
Nick Dinsmore, who was running out here with one eye blinded by rubbing alcohol, and Lord knows he can even see out of the other one. The Iron Man.
I don't know what the rat situation was like in '99. Wonder what the Kentuckiana rat situation was like in 1999.
With an iron fist on the damager. For some reason,
A rope walk. More like late Andre.
Move from the ring there by Briscoe.
No, I think Ben would be more like Elegante. He wouldn't be motivated to do. He would hate it. He wouldn't want to be doing it. So he would put in minimal effort. He would definitely be an Elegante type.
Out there, I'm not sure. Treasure over here screaming at us.
Me and Ben in a tag team called the Boyfriend Experience? I don't know about that.
Dinsmore's taking my chair now. He's got the damage up in the rack, but he throws him off to go for Nick Dinsmore. A fist from Dinsmore, another one on the Iron Man, a third one. Damage throwing the Iron Man into Nick Dinsmore. Oh, man. Suplex onto the chair. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Winner of the Triple Threat Challenge and your Ohio Valley Heavyweight Champion, the Damager. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the Ohio Valley Heavyweight Champion. He's still the man. This is the Damager.
Ben's value is as a mouthpiece anyway, so that he can talk a bunch of shit, and he's big. So if you weren't familiar with his character, you'd think he was going to back everybody down. But then in the ring, of course, he would bail and leave Grace holding the bag to get beat up in the ring every time.
Damager.
And then they would come back the next week and they'd be like, listen, we worked out our problems. We talked it over. I understand what happened. We had a miscommunication and my dad bailed, but we got everything worked out. This week, we're taking on the Killer Bees. We've got this under control.
Well, here he comes on his way to the ring, ladies and gentlemen. He is the man. He is still undefeated in OVW since winning the OVW Heavyweight Championship. The Damager.
Yeah, I know. You are still the man.
And it would unintentionally turn Grace into the biggest baby face in the company.
You went through 2 of them to get it as well.
That's right, I stand out here, still the man, still the champ, still the Damager, and that's DA to the M-A,
we got the eye candy back. Look at her chewing gum in the ring.
But last
Come on,
Tuesday night
Cornette.
at the Louisville Gardens, not only did I punk out Nick Dinsmore and Rob Conway on the same night, but I beat them both in the same match. Why? Because I'm the champ, and I'm
Hey, Joe, Ben would also accidentally eliminate Grace in every Royal Rumble.
super bad. But as far as you go, Treasure,
Trade
last Tuesday
numbers
night,
with her.
You did a good job. You did a real good job. You know why? Because you did nothing. So you just keep on doing what you do best, which is nothing, and we'll be okay. Because I don't need a woman doing my help. You understand? I think you do.
Wow, the
But as
one
far as
woman
those
we got
other
here, and this guy's
go,
driving her away.
Nick Dinsmore and Rob Conway, I don't care about either one of you. As far as I'm concerned, you two can go fight amongst yourselves like the women that you are, or go play in traffic, or whatever, because I'm still going to be the champ, the man, the Damager, and don't get it.
And the beauty part is that the angle never pays off, Joe. It's just every pay-per-view.
Twisted.
Oh, the Iron Man joins us here in ringside. Thank goodness the referees are here as well.
Step to the champ. You want to step to the champ?
Ain't nothing settled yet, Damager. I eliminated Nick Dinsmore. I eliminated him, and then it was just me and you. And you couldn't get the job done alone. He had to come back and help you, trying to eliminate me.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned,
That's why anytime she gets in trouble in the ring, he's just going to turn around and leave.
nothing's settled. That's my belt, and I want another shot at it. Now, Nick Dinsmore is gone.
The announcer will be like, well, listen, Grace, clearly, you know, your dad saw that B. Brian Blair had moved out of the way, and yet he still hit you with the chair. Can you explain? And she'd be like, well, it's my fault. If I had been in better shape, I wouldn't have been as sweaty, and he wouldn't have been able to get out of my grasp. So really, I'm a victim of myself in this situation, Lance Russell.
From wrestling, I want another shot at this belt Tuesday night. Just me and you.
Jim, an obvious controversy.
Can I just say
Look at
something
Jim
here,
trying
Rob
to wet
Conway?
his
I
beak
knew
on
you were going
TV
to say
time.
something like this, so here's what I did. I know this will make both of y'all happy. I knew you were going to...
This is OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling. Randy, we started this episode. We're on the third episode of after Jim Cornette took over as the booker.
I want something like this, so I've already signed for this Tuesday at St. Teresa's a championship match, you challenging the Damager for the OVW title. But it occurs to me that things got a little out of hand last Tuesday. For example, as far as I'm concerned, the only reason that Nick Dinsmore got knocked out of that thing was because you threw the alcohol in his eyes. As far as I'm concerned, really, the only way you beat him was because Dinsmore had slid that chair in the ring when he'd come back out. The whole thing was a mess, and no offense, Mr. Briscoe, but we need a referee that can keep order because you guys are out of control.
No offense.
So I
I'm
sat
gonna
back and I
smoke some more of
thought
that
for a minute,
piss
and then I
weed.
realized, well, I know one guy that's not wrestling Tuesday night that I'm sure could keep order between you two. So when you face Damager Tuesday night at St. Teresa's for the OVW title, Nick Dinsmore will be...
Yeah, I mean it's like a smaller roster studio show. So yeah, we see a lot of the same people, but we're coming in during like a huge shift. So it takes a little while for Cornette to wrap up everything that was happening before and kind of start what he's doing. So yeah, but I do agree. We're seeing the same people. There's hardly any even like random pop-ins or whatever.
Be the special referee.
Maybe
and
they
he's
taped
gonna
all
keep
these at the
order.
same time.
And I wouldn't be you.
ATF
Matter of
Media.
fact, I wouldn't be you for anything because he hates both your guts. You work it out.
Matter of fact, let's check out the entire St.
Oh,
Teresa
thank
card.
you. It's me.
Ohio Valley Wrestling returns to St. Teresa's Gym at 1101 East Kentucky Street in the Germantown area on Tuesday night, July 27th with a 7:30 p.m. bell time. In tag team action, Jebediah Blackhawk and Juan Hurtado take on Chris Alexander.
Juan Hurtado. I hate Juan
Referee
Hurtado.
and Nick Dinsmore had these
Could there
words
be an angle where
concerning
Dave
the
Brown gets
championship
hopped up
match
on
this
Adder? Of
Tuesday
course.
at St. Teresa's.
So what are my choices as referee of this match? The guy that stole the heavyweight title from me, or the guy that helped him? The guy that tried to blind
What
me?
kind of food?
Or the guy that stole the...
I mean, I'm a pothead rotter, so I like just easy shit. Cheese sticks. Did Cornette ever own a promotion? Yeah, he owned. Well, he's a partial owner here. He bought in when he took over as booker, and then he also was a major partner and booker with Rick Rubin in Smoky Mountain.
triple threat match from me.
He owns this. He's splitting ownership of this company right now with Danny Davis, the guy from the Nightmares, not the old 80s evil ref, but the guy from that Day Glow tag team from Memphis.
Seems to me like the only choice I have is which one am I going to screw
This is whenever before Purple got into the dust.
through.
And in the ring area, escorted to the ring by his brother Guido Andretti, weighing in at 230 pounds from Gasoline
Oh, my
Alley,
God.
Vito Andretti. And his opponent weighing in at 236 pounds from Hawk Holler, Kentucky, Jebediah Blackhawk.
Tremendous ovation, Dean, for Jebediah Blackhawk, who, as the folks who were there at Louisville Gardens last Tuesday night saw, he defeated Jack Black in the match where the loser had to quit wrestling. And right now, Jack Black basically is out of Ohio.
Ben would demand to transfer over to the women's league because he's tired of being punished and for the crime of being a man. But then his first match draw is Grace, so we have our big Thorpe finger poke of doom, where Ben tells her to take the fall.
Valley Wrestling, of course, Jack Black, formerly known as Cousin Otter, but took exception to being called that when he and Jebediah had their problems. And you saw that match, and I didn't give Jebediah a hog's chance in the holler of winning that thing after a while.
That's true. Right now comes off the rope, reverses it, and takedown. Excuse me. Arm drag back.
I'm chill in general, but when it comes to like creative control over something that I'm doing, like no way, absolutely not.
Back on Vito as well. Guido is.
Plus, he's a liar. He's a liar. He's a turtle thief.
Brother out here gazing on at ringside. Of course, Joe Wheeler, your referee.
Yes, nude encounters with the police.
Oh, another thing I wanted to talk
illegal license plate swapper.
To you about this new forming of the Suicide Blondes, Rip Rogers and
canceled
Jason
right
Lee.
out of the
comes
gate.
Out, no one knew who the mystery partner was going to be, and then he pulls out Jason Lee.
And I've never seen Jason Lee look better. I've never seen Jason Lee look more focused, and it appears that Rip's mentoring and tutelage did the trick. There's a cover. But as I was saying with Jebediah, the situation with Jack Black last Tuesday night at the Gardens, Jebediah pretty well was on the verge of losing that thing, and I think it was Jack Black's overconfidence going for a second big splash off the top that led to his defeat. And Jack Black out of it now.
2 count from Jebediah. That and the fact that how much the crowd, what a great crowd we had down there, and they were so behind Jebediah. They got tired of this stuff with Jack Black right off the bat, and so we were just fantastic to see that Jebediah is still going to be around. He'd be sorely missed. But I'm sorry, I still got to touch base. Of all things, wow, what an inspiration. Nick Dinsmore, the special referee for this heavyweight title thing coming up.
And did you see the focus in Nick
heavyweight title
Dinsmore's
thing
face,
coming up.
the sound in his voice? Nick Dinsmore hates the Damager, and he hates Rob Conway. Both the Damager and Conway have variously tried to blind him, stolen his championship,
I like this
hit him over the head with chairs.
Undertaker
Nick Dinsmore will be the man to be the special referee Tuesday night at St. Teresa's, and I guarantee you, he's not going to show any favoritism. You heard it from his own lips. Wait a minute, there's a cover. You heard it from his own lips. He just can't figure out which guy to screw, and I think that's going to make for an exciting situation for the fans, and the Damager and Conway had better be on their toes. That's why I made that match for Tuesday night.
OPC Don has to be honest. He won't admit what happened, so I don't know if he would come out as that character or not.
Jebediah, right now, Jebediah is having a bit of a struggle out here, keeping an eye on Vito, let alone Guido. And
he could be kind of I could give him like a downtown Bruno. He would probably, I think, rise to the occasion.
Ready over here at ringside, always a threat to interfere, if you will. Jebediah trying to work his way back up. Vito comes, goes straight to the eyes, to the nose, and drops that elbow down on the bridge of the nose. Halpan stomping him as well.
The Andretti's have made a lot of strides the past couple of weeks. I've noticed that both of them have improved their cardiovascular conditioning. They've dropped some weight.
Just like in real life.
They're definitely looking more focused as a tag team, and in this single situation, you'll see that one of them is never present without the other. They're always together.
The 2 count, Vito almost with the fall right there, a near fall, as your man would say. Sets him up for the ride across the ring, comes off, double clothesline. Both these guys laid out. Joe Wheeler's got the count on.
Jebediah Blackhawk has the chance to create an opening for himself here. And Andretti swing and a miss. And Jebediah creating an opening. If he can get the man in a situation here, he could be able to take this thing home.
Big hawk holler clothesline. Jebediah, you hear the crowd going on as well. They like this young man from Hawk Holler, Kentucky.
Wow.
Reversed
Hillbilly
heel
foo.
kick. He's calling, he likes that choke
Calling
slam
for the
from him.
choke slam. Wait a minute, Joe Wheeler. Whoa! Wait a minute. Did you see that?
No,
he kicked the man low. He kicked the man in the groin when Wheeler's back was turned, and that's the 3 count.
Oh, no. Oh, wow.
Can you believe that?
Your winner is going to be Vito Andretti.
Well, unfortunately, Smokey MCC already does a fantasy lolcow wrestling promotion. I guess ours, though, would be strictly like Thorpe-averse related.
My goodness gracious. Ladies and gentlemen,
Or could
also
be.
another thing I need here to tell you about. We had an unfortunate situation Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens. Kenny Bolin, the guy that's been on your coattails for all this time.
Did they get the 10K? Are you talking about the GoFundMe?
Kenny Bolin come out there, made a total idiot of himself in front of the Gardens crowd. We would not let him speak his piece. Matter of fact, we had to get Lieutenant Fisher and Officer Hammond to get him out of the ring.
Officer.
Well, that's right, but of course,
Name dropping local police, another Jim Cornette trademark.
today on television, he has bought advertising time on Ohio Valley Wrestling to air his views or whatever. I could tell you what he's going to air, but he's bought this time. We have to show it. It's a free country. Without further ado, let's go to this footage from Kenny Bolin.
Check this out.
Oh, boy.
Louisville, Kentucky, the home of big business, and that is exactly why Kenny Bolin's here today to launch the grand opening of Bolin Services.
Here
the
we go,
premier
boys.
sports
Ground
management
floor.
company in the country today. And with my connections in the wrestling business, I can assure you that if you sign with Bolin Services, I'll take you directly to the top, baby. And then, Jimmy Cornette, you're going to have to deal with me, old buddy, old pal. I'll be calling the shots around OVW.
Hell
but it
yeah.
seems like here lately, every time I show up at a wrestling event, you've had your goons put their hands on me. You even had me arrested at the Louisville Gardens. Well, that ain't going to happen anymore, son, because I have hired a security director. He's going to be the head of security of Bolin Services. Mr. Black, step on in here. Mr. Black, thanks
Oh, wow,
to
look
you,
at
Jim
this
Cornette,
guy.
and your matchmaking ability, he doesn't have a job anymore. He doesn't have a career. And if he doesn't take care of me, then he's not going to have a career with me either, because he'll be out of the wrestling business. So one thing I want
Wow.
you to do is understand that a big typhoon like myself can't be made a fool out of. He's going to take care of me no matter what it takes. And I want you to spread the word to all the OVW stars that Bolin Services, you'll get a good deal, a fair deal, an honest deal. You got my word on it.
Well, I'll tell you, Dean, I'm not
Is
sure
that
about
his,
the
like,
legality
Big
of this
Bubba
Jack Black
Rogers?
situation, Mr. Black, and also, I don't care what kind of Bolin Services or BS that Kenny Bolin has formed. The fact is, until he has valid contracts signed, he's not going to be allowed on OVW property. And as a matter of fact, Tuesday night at St. Teresa's, if Kenny Bolin shows up on OVW territory while that
It was,
event
like,
is going on,
constant, too.
he will be arrested, and I'll be there Tuesday night to make sure that he gets arrested and taken to jail.
Fantastic. Listen, we're back right after this.
Man, I'm always doing something when this... Oh, we got the communist guy.
He's a former American
The Russian.
gladiator. He has a tremendous
Oh, here we
resume,
go,
a
Rico
tremendous athletic
Constantino.
background. And in his debut at the Louisville Gardens this past Tuesday, he won that crowd over like nobody I've seen in a long time. Rico Constantino is here to make an impression in Ohio Valley Wrestling, and I truly believe he's going to make an impression, and a quick one, not only with the fans, but also in the champ.
So I know we didn't watch a lot of lead up into this, just a few episodes, but this is like this is the first big piece Cornette puts into place for like the way he wants to change OVW is bringing in Rico.
Championship picture in this organization.
And his opponent, weighing in at 237 pounds from Monterey, California, former American gladiator Rico Constantino. Man, very...
I mean, it would legally behoove him to drag it out because Ben and Grace, he can outlast them financially.
Very, very impressive young man, I'll tell you that. He's got the looks, he's got the build, he's got the whole package, it looks like to me.
Well, tremendous background from Rico Constantino, as I was telling you before we went on the air, Dean, a former Las Vegas police officer. And you, more than anybody, know how tough that occupation is.
Oh, that's true. It's true. Not just your average man can do something like that. And Rico, and the American Gladiator bit, I mean, you got to be somebody special just to even be considered for that.
As a matter of fact, Rico, in addition to being a former Las Vegas police officer, was a paramedic in that town, was also a tremendous athlete in his school days. And as a matter of fact, just several years ago, he walked onto the American Gladiator. There's a cover.
Kirst.
Foot on the ropes. He walked onto the American Gladiator show as a contestant, ended up beating the Gladiators, won the tournament, and a
Rico
spot on the team.
does have a lot of
In addition,
potential. It's
he's
just
been a
Vince
personal
didn't
bodyguard
know,
in the Vegas area.
didn't really
for,
use him to
rock
his
acts
fullest,
like Kiss and
in my opinion.
Judas Priest.
He
He's
still had a
traveled
good
with
run.
wealthy business tycoons as personal security. And all this after graduating high school at 119 pounds and being determined to hit.
I think, Joe, if it's an ongoing one, you can withdraw like as you go if you want to, but I could be wrong. Yeah, this is Rico Constantino's the Rico hairdresser guy. This is though when he's first getting like before he goes to WWF or I don't know if it was E then or not.
Hit the gym. He has made this out of himself. Tremendous, tremendous testament to Rico Constantino's determination.
Also understand the power team. He was involved with the power team, those great men that go to the schools, try to help the children not do drugs and have confidence in themselves.
That's
ripping
right.
phone books in half and what else?
This man has done a lot of strength feats. He can rip phone books in half. He has snapped baseball bats, broken bricks with his bare hands. He's going to be doing some of those things on OVW television in the weeks to come. There's a cover again.
1, 2. Rasputin barely kicking out, and he's got to be running totally on just instinct right now because he's suffered a pummeling from Rico Constantino from the very beginning.
Yeah, I think Rico was really
to the
good.
eyes, though.
Very aggressive style by Rico Constantino, but Rasputin now creating an opening, and Rasputin does have a little experience advantage on Rico Constantino, who I mentioned last week has been signed to a developmental contract with the World Wrestling Federation, still in his rookie year as a wrestler, and this is a tough business, but I'll tell you what, if anybody has the determination, the desire, I believe it's this young man right here.
Of course, Rasputin doesn't really have a problem with stretching the rules a little bit whenever he needs to, and Rico, of course, being one of the young men to try to do things on the up and up, is getting advantage taken of him ever so slightly right now. A drop kick from Rasputin, quickly back up to his feet.
Rico already bleeding from the nose, but he is not going to go down. Rasputin trying to put some body weight behind him, and he does.
The 2 count from Briscoe. And also, Rico, understand he came back from some personal injuries to do this, didn't he?
That's right. And
how much bigger
when I talked to him in his interview, we're going to hear more about this. This man has a fascinating story. And right now, Rico Constantino, once again, tremendous spinning power slam. Look at the fire. Look at the determination. Look at the aggressiveness of Rico Constantino here.
Quickly picks Rasputin up, but he holds him for a second just to emphasize the point. And slams him down. He's calling for it. Watch this. Wow!
Standing moonsault.
Rico Constantino hooks the leg and
Amazing.
It's over.
Your winner, Rico Constantino.
Tremendous, convincing.
He had a very entertaining run. Like, I think he was able to make the most out of a non-ideal situation, but like it didn't really result in him. It benefited us, the viewers, but it didn't really benefit him, you know? He never really got like the big paydays or the big push.
Win on the OVW television debut, Rico, in just a moment.
I don't think if they could have, even if they gave him the same gimmick in WWF, like I don't see why he couldn't have been like at least like a mid-card guy instead of just being like a manager / job guy.
A word with Rico Constantino, but Dean, you've got some business.
Motorboat
That's right.
his
This
ass
is the kind of great action you see whenever we come to your town. Check out OVW on tour.
Wrestling, tomorrow's superstars today. Pleasure at this time
Tomorrow's
to introduce
YouTube
Rico
stars
Constantino
today.
to the Ohio Valley Wrestling television public and the folks here. And Rico, you've had a tremendous background, all sorts of occupations. You've been a police officer, a paramedic. You've toured with the power team. You were also an American Gladiator. You've done it all. What do you attribute your success in this many varied fields of endeavor to?
Well, I've always been the underdog, Jim, but it's determination and sure will, and it's never die, never quit attitude.
Well, I know that professional wrestling now is a tough business, and this...
I wish I could have made a Rambo knockoff movie with him during this era.
This is the business that you're in now, trying to make a name for yourself, but I guess it's not too tough for a guy that's been shot 2 times, stabbed 3 times, and hit by 2 cars.
It's the other way around.
That's true, Cody Turbo. I didn't factor that in. He did get a pretty late start.
I've been shot 3 times, stabbed twice, and then hit by 2 cars.
So basically what Rasputin or anybody else in this ring does to you, if they're putting a foot in your face, it's not going to stop you for long. And I know you've got some determination, but the World Wrestling Federation, who has signed you to a developmental contract, is banking on you to be one of the big stars of the future. You've come to Ohio Valley Wrestling to perfect your craft. Let me ask you this. How do you enjoy this area so far, and how do you enjoy the people here? And what do you think the World Wrestling Federation expects of you?
Well,
yeah, this ain't a Memphis crowd, unfortunately, Randy. They get into it a little bit, but they're not. And I also don't think it's like properly mic'd for that. But you can see the people in this is like predominantly like kids, adults with babies. Definitely a different type of crowd.
Listen, I enjoy the
Well,
Ohio
Memphis
Valley.
had that,
I
but
love
they
the
would
fans
throw
out
the
here. They got
babies
behind me
in
today. I've been well recepted here. Give yourselves a hand. I feel very comfortable here. And when I came here, Ohio Valley, thank you, Danny Davis, for allowing me this opportunity to be here. I
When
want
did
to
he
say
get
that
shot? When he was
I will
a
not
cop?
let you, Ohio Valley wrestling fans, down. I come here with the same determination as I went with the American Gladiators when I was a policeman, conquer Fort Boyard in France, any other competition. I will not let you down. You will get 120% from Rico Costantino. No doubt.
The people
Well, there you
stink.
have it, ladies and gentlemen. Rico Constantino. You're going to hear more about him in
Town
Ohio
full
Valley
of
Wrestling.
losers.
And we'll
That's
be
what
back
ATF
right after
media
this.
would cut on them. You people stink.
At 228 pounds from Indianapolis, Indiana, Flash Flanagan. And 230 pounds from anywhere because
Trailer
his house is
Park
mobile.
Trash.
Trailer Park Trash. Referee Joe Wheeler calling for one man each off of each team. Looks like Juan's going to start.
Oh,
and
not Juan
TPT for the
Hurtado.
other side. Circling right now like a couple of gunfighters. Collar and elbow lockup.
He does
and
kinda
Trailer
look like
Park
a
quickly into
gunfighter.
the armbar.
Well, this team of Trash and Flash Flanagan got to be on the comeback trail. Now they have got to have fire in their eyes after losing the OVW Southern Tag Team Championship last Tuesday night at the Gardens under such controversial circumstances. We'll see a little bit of footage of that just a little
Trailer
bit later
Park
on
Trash
in the
looks like he
program,
does it too.
They were robbed, no question about it, and the referee's decision has to be final in a situation like that. But
Yeah, it was, Joe. If you watch all of the territory era stuff, a lot of the crowds were like all ages, and like the Memphis crowd is all over the map. But yeah, I'm trying to think of how Cornette says it. It's something like wrestling now is making more money than ever, but it's like I don't know which way they've like narrowed it, like laser focused it down to the people who max their spending. You know what I mean? And like demographic is the focus of it. So like they're making a ton of money, but they're not like really. It doesn't really have the same kind of relevance or like
Trash
connection.
and Flash do have the return match this Tuesday at St. Teresa's, and I've got to think they're going to be a little bit more prepared now that they know who Rip Rogers' partner is.
Exactly. They had no earthly idea who the Hustler was going to bring out of the curtain back there. And of all people, the self-proclaimed most handsome man in professional wrestling, Jason Lee. And now they're partners, they're champions, and you better call them the Suicide Blondes.
That's right. And look at this teamwork from Trash and Flash. Drop toe hold into the ropes.
I mean, and realistically, how do you take your family to a wrestling show if it's like, you know, a couple grand to go see like a house show?
Trailer Park Trash, all his weight, and so is Flash. Follows it up. Todd Rave, don't know whether to wind his butt or scratch his watch right now.
He better be winding his watch. Scoops him up and slams him. Flash Flanagan, they are obviously on a mission out here right now. They haven't been the same. It was chaos in the locker room after they lost the tag team belts. They've just been, the focus these guys got to have right now. I'd hate to be Todd Rave and Juan Hurtado.
Well, nobody knows.
Well, too, Randy, I don't know if you know this or not, but this is like a these are basically like wrestling school matches.
Better than I do what it's like to win and to lose a tag team championship, and
they just
for these
to
men
have
who took a lot of pride in those tag team championship
on.
belts, it was a very, very disappointing thing, especially under the circumstances of how it happened. And Trash and Flash have both told me that if they'd have known it was Jason Lee, they would have been a little bit more cautious, because Jason Lee has gotten a reputation in the locker room amongst the past several months, amongst the other wrestlers, as a kid that's really coming on, really got a lot going for him. And Jason Lee, now that he has Rip Rogers as his mentor, is going to be a dangerous man, part of the Suicide Blondes.
A couple of big chops from Trailer Park. Now he's working on Todd with a right cross. Another chop, man.
Trash had gone to send Todd Rave up with a backdrop, but Todd squatted his weight down, so Trash just single-legged him there and drove him right back into the corner. Trash and Flash are keeping Rave and Hurtado both off balance, and they're taking the offense straight to them.
The right across the ring, reversed by Todd Ray. Flash landing and ducks under it, however. Comes up on top of it and works on that left arm again. Cranks it up and brings him up by it. Tags in his tag team partner, TPT. Looks like a double DDT to me. Sure enough, Todd Ray, big, long, lanky boy from Las Vegas, Nevada, takes a quick header into that one. And Flash Flanagan goes over and pops Wanda Totto for his trouble. Comes up, could be the trailer jack.
2/3 of the way across the ring with the trailer jack goes trailer park trash, and that is it.
Hook him up and haul him out of here. The trailer jack put more than one man out of action.
I 100% agree. The thing is, Vince always wanted people to treat it like entertainment, but the way that the crowds react to me are just, it's completely like they're watching like, like tennis or something. Like there's not like any passion or, you know what I mean? It just seems like, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. Nobody seems invested like at all. But then you go online and people act like, the smallest things in it are like ruining the business or whatever. Maybe it's just a small group of like super loud people online though.
Trailer Park and Flash Flanagan victorious in that. Listen, also, we had promised you some footage of what happened when Flash and Trash lost the tag team belts. Check this out. This has been nothing but a war for the last 20 minutes. The Hustler Rip Rogers and Jason Lee, the new Suicide Blondes, out here trying to take the tag titles away from Trailer Park Trash. And hold it, look at this. Rip Rogers into the ring. Trash sees him coming. A couple of quick pops, sets him up for the ride across the ring. Big backdrop on the Hustler Rip Rogers. Right now, Trailer Park is having his way, a bit of a comeback. Hold it. Meeting of the minds between the two. The Suicide Blondes trading a little blonde hair there. Scoops him up, slams him. Hold it, he's calling. He may very well be going up. He loves the trailer jack from this point. He's going up for the high rim. Hold it, look at this. Hustler Rip Rogers grabbing the top rope. Trailer Park, comes down on a spot you don't want to come down on, my friends. Flash Flanagan comes over to make a little exception about his tits. The Hustler right in the forehead lays him out. Robert Briscoe having to get Flash Flanagan out of the way. Briscoe has got to get Flash out. He is not the legal man. Oh, my goodness. Jason Lee pulls Trailer Park back up. He scoops him up. Trash gets out of that. He rolls him up. This could be it. Hold it. Here comes.
They wanted to see the Garvin stomp.
He hits Trash across the head with the tag team title belt. Jason Lee rolls him up. Hold it. Briscoe sees it. He's coming down. 1, 2, 3. Oh no! The Suicide Blondes have stolen.
I'd love to go to Shakey's Pizza. I saw a restaurant yesterday that I'm going to have to do a live from. It's called Gabatoni's. And I wonder if there's a guy that works there named Joe. Do you think it's Joe Gabatoni?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the new Ohio Valley Southern Tag Team Champions, the Hustler Rip Rogers, Jason Lee, call them now the Suicide Blondes.
Oh boy.
There they are, the new Ohio
Listen
Valley
to this
Wrestling
music.
Southern Tag Team Champions. Rip Rogers is a veteran. He's been there. He's done it. He's seen it all. Jason Lee, the young blood of the team, tremendous competitor, ready to take the next step here in Ohio Valley Wrestling. Now the co-holder of the Southern Tag Team Championship. And I'll tell you what, whenever the Suicide Blondes are around, you know you're going to see some action. Whenever Rip...
I'm not surprised the Thorpes are doing some risky meetups, though, because... I'm telling you, there's something in the air. And plus, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but RFK Jr. wants to do like a mandatory autism registry. That's going to be disastrous for content creation.
Rogers opens his mouth. You never know what you're going to hear.
It's going to be a wild summer.
We didn't know who the mystery partner was. You pulled this young man from behind the curtain Tuesday night,
No,
and now the Suicide Blondes.
You know, there's been a lot of things happening in the world of professional wrestling, and even more things happening in Ohio.
I thought Jim Duggan went blind.
Wrestling. But like I said, Dean, I told everybody I was going to shock the world, and I did it. Now, there was some speculation of who my tag team partner was going to be. A lot of people in the Louisville area thought I was going to pull out the Louisville basketball coach, Denny
A lot
Crum.
of people in the Louisville area thought.
A lot of people in the Indianapolis area.
Still real
but
to It's
I was
Me.
going to bring out the basketball great George McGinnis, but he couldn't cut it. Who could be my tag team partner? Only somebody with unlimited zeal and sex appeal. Only somebody that all the women love. Only somebody that would do exactly as I would say, and I would make them champions. And what happened? We came, we conquered whatever that thing was. The new Ohio Valley Southern Tag Team Champions, Handsome Jason Lee and Hustler Rip Rogers, the Suicide Blondes.
I guess they're going to do a triple meetup with SSI, Kevin, and War Chief.
That's right, I am a genius. Now, matchmaker Jim Cornette has already put a thorn in our side.
He just got his eyes dilated.
Because he said this Tuesday night, that's right, this Tuesday night at St. Therese Gym, we have to put these prestige...
Do you think he wrote about this in his book, It's Me, and was like, you know, I had just had my pupils dilated, but I said, damn it, Jim, I'm going to go to that ring and do that promo. The show must go on.
...this belt, which we just won up against the former champions. He made me a champion, Dean. But it really doesn't matter. Because, first of all, when you're taking on a team like Flash Flanagan and Trailer Park Trash... Look at Flash Flanagan. Flash Flanagan, he's from Indianapolis, Indiana. He's a redneck. No.
Takogi, what you just said, the B-movie bootleg that was duped over and over on Betamax and transferred to VHS, that summarizes my entire YouTube existence pretty well.
Nobody likes him. He's not in the class of myself. He ain't good-looking
Blonde Bret
as
Hart.
Jason Lee, and there's not one woman in Davis Arena, there's not one woman in TV land that have anything to do with Flash Flanagan. So, and as far as Trailer Park Trash, the man who Jason Lee personally took the fall on at Louisville Gardens last week.
He chose me, Dean, because he made me his partner. He made me a champion, Dean.
You see, Jason sort of looks up to me, but I couldn't blame him because
Are you doing a bulge check? It's me. We need Laughing Cedar here. That's her specialty.
And I'm the man that put his name on the back. Back to Trailer Park Trash. This Tuesday night at St. Therese, I'm going to go into Trailer Park Trash's backyard.
This Thursday at the Catholic High School.
I'm going back where he got his GED in the 8th grade from St. Therese. I'm going right there to Germantown with his illegitimate half-brother Bill Eland. He can cheer me all he wants. Trailer Park Trash.
Man, they're really going to just let him go, man. He give him all the time he wants.
He's a redneck. He's from Germantown. I hate his guts.
I hate his guts.
By myself, and I got the big arm.
This is awesome. He's from Germantown. I hate his guts.
Let me tell you something. There is no way in the world a punk like you could ever beat me fair and square. You
don't call me punk.
Oh, hey.
Wait a minute, you guys. If you want to fight, we can accommodate you. You just hold on till we take a break. At Flash Flanagan, you and Jason Lee can go at it one-on-one. Let's take a break. Don't go away. We'll be back with this thing.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, hey, listen, guys, there's a little bit left of this, but I got to go. But I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow, but then I'll be back Thursday for primetime, Friday for Memphis. And it seems like this went okay. I mean, it seemed like there weren't any real problems with the stream, so we can probably watch more of it another time if we decide to. But I got to go for today, but thank you for hanging out, watching OVW. Hopefully the overlay wasn't, like, too obtrusive. I tried to maximize visible screen space on the wrestling, but anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll see you